That's the wrong scene. Okay. Good morning. It's good to see you again. That was not... It's good morning, everyone. That's my intro. I know what my intro is. Don't worry about it. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. Hi. I started a little early because I was actually up early enough to do this, even though I had to do my laundry this morning. I didn't sleep particularly well last night, though. I woke up at like 4 something in the morning. Didn't get to sleep until like 11:30. So... if I seem a little more out of it than usual, that's probably why. I started the week sleeping so well, and then it just gradually went down and down and down as the week went by. Oh, hey, the heckin'! The counter down here is finally accurate. Like, if I go to my Twitch channel, it actually says 170. And this says 170. Normally, it's like 1 or 2 off for some reason. Let's go! Anyway. Good news. Today we are playing more Emio. We're not even like halfway through the game yet. Because apparently this game has 12 chapters instead of 11. And then it also has an epilogue. So that's pretty cool. Bad news. I apparently won't be able to stream the final chapter because Nintendo has been taking down videos of the final chapter and the epilogue off of YouTube. So I don't know how I'm going to handle this. Because, like, I started streaming this game, so I want to finish streaming it as well. I don't want to just suddenly go, you know, oh, I'll just play it offline. Like, no, I started streaming and I want to continue streaming it. But also, I don't want it to get bonked. So I'm like, what do I do? Do I, do I, like, continue streaming it and then just, like, play the last chapter off stream? Do I try and record it and then, like, wait for Nintendo to stop being dumb about this? And then, like, post it once we're allowed to post the final chapter? Do I just stop streaming it and stream something else and then later we can stream the final thing? I don't fucking know. For now, we've still got a bit to go before we reach those final chapters, and I'm not planning a super long stream, so, you know, we'll be good. We'll be alright for the time being. But it's something for me to think about. Also, I mentioned last week I was going to reach out to some friends to ask if they wanted to be on my quiz show. I still haven't done that. I'm going to do that today. I've been busy. I have a full-time job, you know. And just reaching out to friends is a difficult task for me that requires a lot of effort. I'm not good at that kind of thing. Anyway, let me blow my nose real quick and then we'll get into the game. Rightio. It's time to smile. So last time we just finished chapter 4. The chapters feel like they're taking longer, which is probably how they justify Emio being like however many dollars by itself when the other two were like sold in a bundle and like individually would have been cheaper than Emio is. But yeah. Chapter 5. Load this data. You hear the plot thus far? Perfect. That gives me time to drink my tea.
幸福市のポンプ場で遺体となって見つかった男子中学生佐々木英介。彼の頭には笑顔が描かれた紙袋がかぶせられていた。その様子は18年前に起きた未解決の連続少女殺人事件、さらには都市伝説エミオと酷似していた。君と歩みは それぞれ協力しながら情報収集を進める。18年前の連続少女殺人事件の詳細、そして南第三中学校の関係者からの情報。果たしてこれらはどこかで結びつくのだろうか。翌日、君はさらなる情報を求め図書館へ向かおうとしていた。
I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I've noticed that like the narrator for these recaps is different, and I'm guessing what it is that the narrator, the recap narrator for Emio is Utsugi's voice actor. The recap narrator for the girl who stands behind was Ayumi, and then probably, I don't think I ever viewed the recap for the first game, but I'm guessing the recap was probably the protagonist. The recap voice, rather. Anyway, Eisuke Sasaki, age 15, was found dead with a paper bag with a smiley face drawn on and over his head. The scene was similar to those of unsolved murders from 18 years ago. As well as the urban legend of the Smiling Man, you and Ayumi will work together collecting information. Is there some connection between the serial murders of 18 years ago and the kids of Minami Daisan? The next day, you decide to visit the library to search for more information. That tells us nothing. Like, that recaps absolutely nothing of what we did in the last chapter. But okay. We'll work with it. Hope I find a useful book. Eh? The boy detective seems to be deep in thought. Hey, boy detective! Huh? Is that? Detective Kamihara, what are you doing here? Not this idiot. Huh? Huh? I can't help but think of that every time I see the word huh. Just huh.mp4. Detective Kusei has requested your presence. Really? Me? I'm afraid I'm going to need you to come with me. Also, is the... Yeah, it's still at 100. Why are the voices so fucking quiet in this game? Maybe it's just that my headphones are balancing it weirdly. Okay, I understand. Wow, didn't that feel like we were in a TV show? I played the hard-boiled detective part perfectly. I guess. Anyway. I think I could be an actor if this whole detective thing doesn't work out, right? I'm a handsome devil. I don't like this man. Maybe I shouldn't say that about myself, but I just did. Ahaha. Maybe you should be more concerned about the whole detective thing working out. Hey, what's up with you anyway, boy detective? Are you tired or something? Oh no, nothing like that. I was just thinking about how energetic you always are. Right? That's me. Come on, get in. Let's go. We gotta move. Detective Kusei is waiting for you. What does this Detective Kusei want with me anyway? Well... running errands for Kusei. To be honest, she didn't even tell me what this is about. Okay. Maybe she found out we were interrogating her mother. Oh, really? What was she all in a huff about anyway? Nothing worth mentioning. So... just to warn you, Kusei did not seem like she was in a particularly great mood. Oh no. Ah. Oh, does that sound familiar? Detective Kusei couldn't have known that I went to see her child at home. And her grandmother. Oh, it was her grandmother, right. You got a weird look on your face. What did you do? Oh sure, now you put on the poker face. She must know somehow. Wait. There we go. If you really did something and she found out, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, boy detective. I'm shaking just thinking about it. Can it really be that bad? Don't be too nervous. You're looking a little pale, boy detective. Well, I'm not even gonna ask, but... I bet you're nervous to have the mighty Detective Kusei call you in like this. Yeah. I know that feeling. I know that feeling you have right now. She can be just the tiniest bit harsh. I don't need to read that one out. Is harsh the right word? Maybe a bit strict. Good luck. I hope you survive. He's playing it all up. It's probably going to be fine. Kidding, sheesh. Whatever she says or does, keep your chin up, got it? Picture this. Kami, go pick up Taro and intern. You know what happens if you don't, right? What am I supposed to say to that other than, okay, I'm on it? Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, so my impression was good? That's not what I meant. Anyway, good luck. Hey, I could wish you the same. I set you up for that and you nailed it, boy detective. Are we almost there? How far away is this fucking... Oh right, it's another town over, isn't it? I think. Anyway, my flawless impression aside. Finally. I have to say that Detective Kusei is at least as hard on herself as she is on everyone else. But it's also a part of why she's such a good detective. Take it from me, she's 10 times harder on me than she is on anyone else, except herself. Detective Kamihara. And now we can ask about him, I guess. I guess you know Detective Kusei pretty well, since you're partners. Sure, I know her well. I know exactly what she's going to get mad at me for before it happens. Probably because I'm completely useless, so it's like her job to give me a hard time. Completely useless. Your words. There was this one thing she was really pissed about. I mean, that was life or death, so... Life or death? What happened? Huh? It's nothing, I'm just mumbling to myself. Can we get to the police station yet, please? Nothing to worry about, boy detective, just talking to myself. She's my partner, so I get why she's worried about me being a bad shot. She's in the line of fire. The line between detective and criminal is thinner than you might expect. Yep. This feels oddly poignant. Oh, I bumped the cable. I do seem to remember hearing about some kind of mistake he made. What was it? Oh yeah, Inspector Kamada told me that Detective Kamihara is a terrible shot. I can see why Detective Kusei is so hard on him. Gotta be tough to have a partner who can't shoot. Hehe, ahem. What's that? Are you laughing at something? No, it's nothing. Okay. Okay, weirdo. Boy detective. Bruh. Oh, we can...
人前で思い出し笑いしちゃうなんてちょっと恥ずかしかったな。
Was the travel option always though? That was embarrassing, but I couldn't help but laugh at the memory.
人前で思い
Okay. Well, we'll do all the talks again, just in case there's anything we missed, and then we can travel.
それで今日も自他ともに厳しい久世刑事の指示で僕のことを迎えに来られたんですね。
Evidently, there is more to talk about. Maybe the travel option is there and you select it, and he's like, "Oh, wait, you can't get out of the car yet. We're not there yet, mate." So Detective Kuze ordered you to pick me up today. She's always tough on herself, and she's always tough on herself and everyone else.
いやー、ほんとそうなの。仕事場着いた途端に行ってこいってさ。
Yeah, that's right. As soon as I set foot in the station, she ordered me to come get you.
朝ごはん食べそびれちゃったからコーヒー飲みながらパンでも食べようかと思ってたのに。
Didn't even get to eat breakfast. I was really hoping for coffee and a pastry. Do you not eat breakfast before coming to work? Is that not a thing that normal... Oh, I guess this guy isn't normal. I guess that explains it. Oh.
ああ、もうすんげえ恥ずかしいじゃん。
Oh, why did I tell you that? It's so embarrassing.
探偵君、笑いすぎでしょ。
Come on, it's not that funny, boy detective.
なんでこんなタイミング悪くなるかな。いや逆にタイミングいいのかな。
There goes my stomach growling again. Perfect timing, thanks, stomach.
腹が減ってはなんとやらって言うのに。先輩のバカ。
Can't believe she'd make me do this when I'm starving and I haven't had breakfast.
それ言ってるの久世刑事にバレたらまずくないですか？
What if Kuze could hear you say that?
あいた。ほんとその通り。探偵君、内緒にしといてよね。
Ow, why do you think she why? Do you think she wiretapped the car? Don't tell her. Please, boy detective.
神原刑事って面白いな。
He's hilarious. I disagree.
ああ、お腹すいた。先輩め。
Oh, I'm so hungry, stupid Kuze.
ああ、まただ。
Still no breakfast in my future.
あ、また。ってそんなに何度もならないよ。
Oh, there goes the stomach again. I really shouldn't be grumbling. It really shouldn't be grumbling that much.
探偵君は子供だな。
Don't you dare laugh again, boy detective. He tried.
ごめんね。もうお腹が鳴らなくって。
Sorry, I think my stomach is done making noises for now.
探偵君は子供だな。
Don't you dare laugh again, boy detective.
ああ、
Okay. Think.
なんだかんだ言ってるけど
It's going on and on.
久世刑事の話をする神原刑事ってなんだか楽しそうだな。
Okay, so I guess we do just keep talking, since... I mean, he's the one driving. I guess we can't really travel, even though they put the option there for some reason. I'll let him. He seems to enjoy talking about Detective Kuze.
先輩は厳しいって散々言ったけどさ。ああ見えて優しいところもあるんだ。
Listen, I know I've complained about Kuze a bit, but she's got a gentle side, somewhere.
そうなんですね。つい厳しい印象が強くて。
Is that so? Under that extremely harsh exterior? Rude? Haha, yeah.
しい印象の方が強いよね。
I'm not surprised that most people think of Detective Kusei as severe.
やっぱ
Okay.
なんだか上原刑事楽しそうに見える。
I think he's actually having fun with this.
やっぱ
Is that it?
先輩に優しいって言えって言われてるわけじゃないよ。本心本心。
Kusei is not one who cares about her rap. She didn't ask me to say any of this, it's just how I feel.
先輩
Okay, never mind.
そういや探偵君どこか行こうとしてた？
How long is this scene going for? You got plans somewhere else, boy detective?
はい、図書館に行こうかと。
I was headed to the library for research.
あっちゃー、ごめんね。
Nuh-uh, sorry.
早めに解放してあげたいけど、先輩のあの様子じゃ厳しいか。
I'd love to let you out of here, but I don't think Kusei would like it, based on the look on her face. Are we there yet?
今日は諦めるか。
I'm not going to make it to the library today, am I? Well, clearly not if the car ride is taking this long.
あそこから図書館って結構遠いよね。どうやって行くつもりだったの？
Hey, the library is pretty far. How are you planning on getting there?
もちろん徒歩でですけど。
I was just gonna walk, but...
そうなの？探偵君って歩くの好きなのね。
Walk? Really? Boy detective just loves walking, is that it?
タクシー呼びなよ。ボスにお願いしてさ。
Why did you call a cab? Surely your boss would pay for it, right?
いや、タクシーって高いじゃないですか。呼ぶときに電話代だってかかりますし。
I mean, cabs are expensive. Just calling one up costs money, let alone going anywhere.
電話代ってケチるとこなの？
Imagine having a cell phone and being too stingy to pay the bill. Hey! You don't... There was a thought forming in my head and it dissipated as soon as I tried to say it. But I think the point is... You can save a lot of money if you just don't spend it on unnecessary things. Like, I save money by not owning a car. Easy. And then I take public transport everywhere. Or walk when it's short enough. And by short enough, I mean it's like a 20 to 30 minute walk down to the shopping center. Oh, speaking of, I forgot to mention in the opening, I got the Edgeworth collection. So I'll try to play the first game of that off stream, and then we can play through the newly officially localized sequel on stream. I want to see if like I like it as much as I remember liking it. Because apparently people don't like the first Ace Attorney Investigations game, specifically because of the final case. And I'm like, I liked that better than Spirit of Justice's final boss. But I mean, it might just be nostalgia. So I'll have to see. Anyway.
事務所が持ってくれんじゃないの？電話代気にせず呼んじゃいなよ。
I thought the office would cover it, but whatever. Look, forget the phone bill, just call cabs. No.
呼ぶといえ
Speaking of calling,
ば、この前は携帯電話の電池切れでタクシーが別に来なかったんだよね。
last time I wanted to call a cab, my cell phone battery was dead.
諦めてたらタクシー
Of course, the cab came anyway.
タクシー
Why did that cab?
国道沿いのバス停に少年が待ってるから
Yeah, boss called and said I had a fare waiting at this bus stop.
そうだ。
Oh right, I almost forgot.
何どうしたの？
Huh? What is it? What did you almost forget?
上原刑事、この前はタクシーの手配ありがとうございました。
After thank you, Detective Kamihara, for calling that cab for me the other day.
タクシーの手配？
Calling a cab for you? Huh?
あれ？違ったかな？
Was it not him?
はい、前に国道のバス停でお会いした時なんですが。
Yeah, remember when I ran into you by the bus stop near the crime scene?
ああ、あの時か。驚いた。
Oh, that! Haha, yeah. I bet you were surprised.
はい、あの時は本当に助かりました。
Yes, that's it. Anyway, it was really helpful, so thank you.
じゃ、もう一つ驚く種明かし。実はあのタクシーは先輩が呼んだんだよ。
Well, here's another surprise. I didn't call the cab. Detective Kusei did.
え、久世刑事だったんですか？
Really? The same Detective Kusei?
そう。ほらね、優しいところあるだろ。
Yeah, see? I told you she has a soft spot.
上原刑事の言う通りですね。
Well, how about that? You were right, Dice.
何？神様の言う通りだって？なんちゃって。
What's that? Dice is your hero? Just kidding.
それは言ってない。
Definitely not what I said.
後で久世刑事にお礼を言わなくちゃ。
Anyway, I'll need to remember to thank Detective Kusei later.
タクシーは久世刑事が呼んでくれたんだ。
Detective Kusei is the one who called the cab. Are we there yet? How long does it take to fucking drive places? Normally we just skip ahead to when we're there.
先輩は厳しいけど優しいところもある。まっすぐすぎて不器用なところも。
Detective Kusei is tough, but she can be kind. She's actually kind of a dork. She's literally clumsy. Is literally the right word to use here?
本当にいろんな面があるけどさ。
Really, she's just a complicated person like anyone else.
僕、先輩と組めてよかったなって思ってるんだ。
And despite my complaints, I'm happy to have her as a partner.
僕、先輩と組めてよかったなって思ってるんだ。
I'm lucky to have a partner like Detective Kusei.
先輩と組めてつくづくよかったよ。本当に本心からね。
I'm actually blessed to be working with Kusei, really, from the bottom of my heart.
あ、そういえば。
There we go. Oh, by the way,
ねえねえ、探偵くんってクイズとか謎々とか好き？
how do you like riddles, boy detective?
はい、結構好きなものです。
I like them a lot, actually.
じゃあここで先輩クイズ。
Then get ready for the senpai quiz. Huh?
先輩は探偵くんのためにタクシーを手配しましたが。
Detective Kusei, my senpai, arranged a cab for the boy detective, but
一体いつ手配をしたのでしょうか？
when did she make the arrangements?
A. バス停前の探偵くんと別れた後。B. バス停前で僕と探偵くんが話してる最中。
A. After I left the bus stop, or B. While we were still talking at the bus stop.
シンキングタイムスタート。
The clock's running. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. This is a tough one. I would assume after we left the bus stop, because then like they'd leave and he'd say like, man, this kid's just standing here waiting. So she's like, hold on, let me call him a cab.
バス停前で僕らが別れた後。
Was it after you left the bus stop?
残念。
This is too bad. She was talking on the phone, so I guess that was supposed to be our hint.
正解はなんと僕らが話している最中でした。
The correct answer was while we were still talking, much to my surprise. Seriously? Oh, I cut him off.
車の中でどこかへ電話していたようだった。
So she was in the car making the call.
以上、先輩クイズでした。
That's all for now. Senpai quiz complete.
ごめん、先輩クイズ1問しかないんだ。次会う時までに新しいの用意しとくね。
Sorry, I only had one question for the senpai quiz. I'll have a new one ready for next time.
しかし、話を聞けば聞くほど、久世刑事と上原刑事は正反対な感じだ。
The more I hear about the two of them, the more it sounds like Kusei and Kamihara are polar opposites.
二人の時ってどんな話をするんだろう。
I wonder what they talk about when they're alone.
そういえば、上原刑事は久世刑事と二人の時どんな話をされるんですか。
So what kind of stuff do you and Kusei talk about when you're like on a stakeout? That is certainly a way of phrasing that.
おお、知りたい。
You really want to know?
おはい。
What? Yeah, of course.
なんとなく聞いてみただけって言いづらい。
Do I? I was just making conversation.
じゃあ、どのくらい知りたい？
Yeah? Prove it. How badly do you want to know?
かなり知りたいな。なんて。
Well, now that you're acting like this, I really want to know. Kind of. Yeah, okay. How far away is the fucking police station?
仕方ない。そんな探求心の強い探偵くんにだけ教えちゃおう。
Now I see why he's complaining about not having had breakfast yet. It's clearly much later in the day considering how far he had to drive to get to us. Alright. I suppose I have no choice but to spill my guts to the boy detective. So what we actually talk about is... Gulp.
だよ。
None of your freaking business. What?
秘密って言われると、なぜかすごく聞きたくなってくる。
Wow, now I'm actually dying to hear what they talk about.
探偵くん、人の秘密を知りたいときは相手を気持ちよくさせなきゃ。ね。
Come on, boy detective. Surely you know you've got to butter someone up to extract their secrets.
なんだか変な展開になっちゃったけど。
This is some odd detective work, but
相手を気持ちよくするか。よし。探偵の名にかけて頑張るぞ。
I guess I need to butter him up. This is the job I signed up for, so here goes nothing.
何度聞いても秘密だよ。
Sorry, ask all you want, but I'm keeping my secret. Do I do it like this?
男前の上原さん。
What the fuck was that? That didn't even sound like the same fucking voice actor. Kya, if it isn't the most handsome detective on the force, nice Kamihara. What?
違った。
Oh, I thought I'd get a better reaction than that.
もう正直者な探偵くん、僕もすっかりいい気分。
Oh, you're messing with me. Aren't you, boy detective? Hey, I'll take it. I am handsome.
今のでいいんだ。
Is it really that easy?
じゃあ約束通り教えてあげるね。
Well, since you're so nice, I suppose I'll bestow my infinite wisdom upon you.
先輩と僕が話す内容といえば基本事件の話とか捜査関係が多め。
Detective Kuze and I usually just stick to talking about ongoing cases and investigations.
でもね、雑談することもあるんだよ。
But hey, we do chit-chat every now and then.
久世刑事が雑談。
I'm trying to imagine a casual conversation with Detective Kuze.
あんま想像できないか
Haha, yeah, right?
ら。先輩から話してくる雑談はね。
You're wondering what Kuze and I talk about when we shoot the breeze?
例えば現場に遅刻するなとか、神は拳銃を持つなとか、お酒飲みすぎるな。
I don't know, usually it's don't be late again, or and you drink too much, and don't bring your gun, Kami.
そういうのだよ。
That sort of stuff.
それは雑談じゃなくてただの本当なのでは。
Would we call that chatting or scolding?
先輩からの雑談の空気はやや重くなりがちだけど。
I guess Detective Kuze's small talk isn't really that small. It's pretty serious, usually.
そんな会話のムードを和ませるのがこの僕、上原大輔ってわけ。
But you can always leave it to me, Dice, to lighten the mood of any conversation.
もうどんな話をするんですか。
Oh? How would you do that?
あそこのコーヒーがうまいですよ。とか、このお菓子小さい頃好きだったんですよね。とか。
Oh, it's easy. I'll be like, that place has great coffee, or this is the candy I loved as a kid, and so on.
修理されてるのはただごまかしてるだけのような気もするけど。
I have a hard time believing that these topics work to lighten up Detective Kuze. How long is this fucking car ride?
久世刑事はそういう話に乗ってきてくれるんですか。
So Detective Kuze likes that kind of small talk.
それが結構乗ってきてくれるんだよ。お菓子については先輩の食いつきもよくって。
Oh sure, and she loves snacks. Not just talking about them, but eating them.
じゃあそれ買ってきてちょうだいって言ってきたこともあるんだよ。
She's even been like, well, if it's so good, why don't you go buy me some right now?
そんなこと言われたら喜び勇んで買いに行っちゃうよね。
So of course I gotta do it, right? Wouldn't you? No.
パシリのような気もするけど、上原刑事的には久世刑事から解放される瞬間だったりするのか。
She's got him wrapped around her finger, but I bet he welcomes a break from her intensity.
先輩のご用命ともあらば、お菓子探しなんて何のそのだよ。
If Detective Kuze asked, I'd jump up and go seek out her favorite candy right now.
やば、食べ物の話してたらまたお腹が。
Oh man, talking about food just made me all hungry again.
そうそう、この間それで買ってきたお菓子に当たりが入っててさ。
Oh, this is so cool. So the other day I bought some candy and there was a prize inside.
先輩と思わず喜んじゃったよ。やったー、もう一つもらえるって。
Detective Kuze was there, so you know I'm not making it up. I was like, can I get another?
お茶ね。
Well, he's like a child. Did he have a Kinder Surprise egg or something?
子供の頃もそうだけど、大人になってからも当たりが出るとなんだか嬉しいよね。
I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I was happy to get a prize as a child, and I'm happy to get one now.
後から聞いた話、先輩もそのお菓子が小さい頃好きだったみたいでさ。
Also, I'm pretty sure Kuze was obsessed with the same sweets when she was a little girl.
意外な一面って感じでいいですね。
Oh, it's nice to hear that she's got a more human side to her. The design is very human.
二人で小さい頃の話で盛り上がることがあるんだな。
Also, if they were both talking about their
小
childhoods,
さい頃の話。
I wonder what kinds of things they discussed from when they were little.
神原刑事。もしかしたら誠さんについても何か聞いてたりするんだろうか。
Maybe he even heard something about Makoto.
神原刑事は久世刑事のお兄さんについてご存知ですか。18年前に失踪したと聞いたんですが。
Detective Kamihara, do you know anything about Kusei's brother? He's been missing for 18 years. What? No.
神原刑事。
Detective?
神原刑事の顔つきが変わった。
That question seems to have shaken him up.
何かを知ってはいそうだ。
Seems like he would know something. Hmm.
あ、そうそう。
Oh, actually, you know what?
大きくなったら何になりたかったかって話も先輩としたことがあってね。
One time, Kusei and I talked about what we wanted to be when we grew up, like when we were kids.
先輩はもちろん鬼刑事。
Of course, she turned out to be an absolutely lethal detective.
じゃなくて、なんとお花屋さんだったんだって。意外や意外、可愛らしいよね。
Ahaha, I'm kidding. But her answer was surprising. She wanted to be a florist. Cute, right? Oh.
探偵君は何になりたかったのかな。やっぱ探偵なのかな。
What about you, boy detective? Did you always want to be a boy detective? It's almost like it's his name or something.
僕は小さい頃から乗り物がすごく好きでさ、何かの運転手さんになりたかったんだよね。
Me, I've always been into cars. Really anything with wheels that drives fast. I wanted to be a driver. Well, that explains why this car ride is taking so fucking long.
だからいろんな乗り物の免許を持ってるんだ。
That's why I have licenses for literally everything right now. He's forklift certified. Why was that the first thing my mind went to?
自動車はもちろん大型車両もバイクもなんと船舶免許も。
You know, cars, commercial trucks, motorcycles. I even have my marine license. Oh, is this where we're going to remember the motorcycle and ask him about it?
そうなんですね。
I see.
バイク。
Motorcycle license.
おっと到着だ。
Oops, here we are. Okay. Dang. We didn't get to ask him about the motorcycle.
さあ、着いちゃったよ。
A random thought, but it would be kind of fun to see like a demake of Emio in the style of the original Famicom Detective Club games. I just feel like that'd be interesting. Well, here we are.
あ、先輩はここの廊下を進んで突き当たりの部屋にいるよ。
Took almost an hour to get to the station. Jesus. Detective Kusei is waiting in the room at the end of the hallway there.
ありがとうございます。
Great, thank you.
まあ、取って食われるようなことはないからさ。探偵君、ファイト。じゃ、またな。
Don't worry, she doesn't bite, usually. Good luck, boy detective. See ya.
はい、また。
Yeah, see ya.
神原刑事は言ってしまった。バイクの話しそびれちゃった。
Dang, he left before I could ask a follow-up question about motorcycles.
誠さんのことも聞けなかったし。
And I didn't get an answer about Makoto.
でもあの様子、絶対何か知っているよ。
But that look he gave when I asked, it tells me something.
神原刑事に乗せられて、佐々木くんの事件のことも聞きそびれちゃったな。でも
I guess I also failed to ask about Eisuke's case, even though we spent all that time together.
この前捜査上の機密があるって言ってたし、そりゃもっともだと思うから。
But he said before that he couldn't really talk about the investigation. That makes sense.
聞いたとしても話してくれなかったんだろうな。
He probably wouldn't have told me much anyway. I'm just now noticing, I think the... Like, I can't get far enough to point it out. The woman on the yellow poster near the middle of the screen, I'm pretty sure that's the police officer from the previous game that we then later saw here. Probably wouldn't have told me much anyway.
とりあえず今は久世刑事に会いに行こ
Well, let's go see Detective Kuze. Okay, so we can't check it. I wanted to see if Tara had anything to say about it. Pardon me.
どうぞ。
Come on in.
う。久世刑事、お疲れ様です。
Well, that's an intimidating look. Hello, Detective Kuze.
突然呼び出して申し訳ないわね。
Hello. Sorry for calling you out of the blue. Well, sorry to call you.
いつにも増してピリピリしているような気が。
She seems more tense than ever.
いえ、平気です。
No, it's okay.
悪いけど、まずはこっちから質問するわね。
I hope you don't mind if we start with a few
あな
questions.
た、一体何を嗅ぎ回っているのかしら？
What are you snooping around for anyway? No.
それは僕がゆかりこ村に行った理由を尋ねていらっしゃるわけですね。
So you know that I went to Yukariko Village.
ではお話しします。
Okay, I'll explain.
まずお聞きしますが、
Let me ask you first.
久世さんのお兄さん、誠さんは18年前に失踪されたんですよね。
Your brother, Makoto, has been missing for 18 years. Is that right?
その時期が佐々木英介の事件との関連性が見られる連続少女殺人事件と重なっていたので、
And around that time, there was a series of murders of young girls which could be related to Eisuke's case.
久世さんのおばあさんに会ってお話を伺いました。
That's why I went to go see your grandmother.
やっぱりそういうことね。
I knew it.
ぶしつけだったと思います。申し訳ありません。
I know it was a bit sneaky. I apologize.
あなたも仕事でしょうから、責めるつもりはないわ。
No, I don't blame you. You're just doing your job.
でも高齢のおばあさんにご負担をおかけしたのは良くないと思います。ごめんなさい。
I feel bad for putting that kind of burden on your grandmother. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, nothing there.
祖母はあなたと話せて喜んでたんだけどね。
Listen, my grandmother said that she was happy to talk to you.
あ、そうなんですね。
Didn't she say she wasn't going to rat us out? I know I just spoke over Taro's dialogue, but like, she said, "Oh, don't worry, I won't snitch on you. We'll keep it between us." And then she fucking didn't. Oh, that's great to hear.
で、あなたはどうやって祖母の入居先を知ったのかしら？
One thing I was wondering, how did you find out where my grandmother lives now?
あ、はい。実は最初に久世刑事のご実家を訪問したんです。
Oh, well, the first place I went was your childhood home.
家に？
My childhood home?
そこでご近所の田山さんという方とお会いし、少しお話を聞かせていただいた流れで
Right. And I met a neighbor, Mr. Tayama, who was very helpful.
リラックスゆかりこ村の場所を教えていただきました。
He told me she had moved to the Relax Itariko village retirement home.
田山さんと。そう。
Ah, good old Mr. Tayama.
私が聞きたかったことは以上よ。ご足労かけたわね。
That's all I wanted to ask. Sorry for the trouble.
ありがとう。
Thank you. Huh?
どうやって私たちの家を知ったのって聞かれるものと思ってたのに。
I thought she was going to ask how I found her childhood home.
どうして聞かないんだろ
Why didn't she ask about that?
う。以上ですか。
That's it?
ええ。
Yeah?
そっか。久世刑事の家に行ったことがある先生から。
Alright, she must have remembered that Mr. Utsugi has been to her house. She must have remembered that Mr. Utsugi has been to her house before.
久世刑事の家の場所を聞いたってことが分かってるからか。
So she probably assumed that he told me where she lived. But
いえ、
flashback.
私立探偵に知り合いはおりません。
I don't think so. I haven't worked with any PIs before.
そうだ。あの時久世刑事は先生と会ったことを否定したんだった。
I remember her denying that she ever met Mr. Utsugi.
それはなぜなんだろう。ずいぶん前の話だから忘れてるのか。
Why would she do that? Has she genuinely forgotten or?
この機会に聞いてみようかな。緊張するけど。
I guess I should take this opportunity to ask her about it, even though it makes me nervous.
久世刑事、一つ質問させてください。
Detective Kuze, could I ask you a question?
18年前、あなたのご実家を訪ねていった宇津木から所在地を聞いて、僕はお宅にたどり着きました。
Mr. Utsugi told me where your childhood home is, so I went and checked it out.
宇津木は18年前に訪問したその日、確かにあなたに会ったと言っています。
Anyway, he said that he met you 18 years ago at that location.
でもあなたは
But you,
前にも言ったけど、探偵の知り合いはいないの。
like I said before, I don't know Mr. Utsugi.
ただそれだけよ。
That's all there is to it. You sure about that, ma'am?
久世刑事の顔つきが険しくなったよ。
Whoa, the look on Detective Kuze's face. It's like she just stiffened up. This game really likes making us look at people's faces.
平静を装ってるようだけど、さっきの受け答えから見ても。
It feels like she's trying to keep a level head, but based on her response,
先生が家を訪ねていったことは覚えていると考え
I
る
think
と良さそうだ。
I think she's lying about not remembering Mr. Utsugi's visit.
誠さんの失踪当日、久世刑事だけが一人で帰ってきたらしいし、
So the day Makoto disappeared, Kuze returned home alone, and
先生は当時の久世刑事が怯えているように見えたと言っていた。
according to Mr. Utsugi, she seems terrified.
それらの理由はやはり気になる。
There's something about that that still bothers me.
答えてくれるかどうかわからないけど、久世刑事に誠さんのことを聞いてみよう。
I don't know if she's willing to say more, but I should at least ask her about Makoto.
久世刑事、
Detective. Yes?
もし答えていただけるようでしたら、お兄さんの誠さんについてお聞きしたいのですが。
If you don't mind, I have a few questions about your brother Makoto.
祖母が話したことが全てよ。思い出話をするつもりはないわ。
I do mind. What you got from my grandmother is all you're going to get. I'm not open to reminiscing. Oh, I stepped on the cable.
私と兄の話はもういいわね。
So enough about me and my brother. Got it?
はい。
Yes.
やっぱり話してくれないか。予想通りだけど。
I figured, but it was worth a shot.
さて、どうしようか。何も答えてくれなさそうだし。
What to do, what to do. She doesn't seem like she's in the mood to answer any
こ
questions.
のまま引き上げるしかないな。
I might have to leave without any of the answers I
久
need.
世刑事、僕はそろそろ。
I should probably get going.
ごめんなさい。もう一つ聞きたいことがあったわ。
Sorry, but I thought of one more question for you.
はい。
Yes?
そっちは佐々木英介の事件について何か分かったの？
Did you find any useful information about the Sasaki case? We did!
警察の捜査状況が思わしくないんですか？
Why? Is the investigation not going well on your side?
捜査に関することは全て機密情報よ。
Sorry, it's confidential. I can't say anything more.
そりゃそうか。
I suppose.
虫がいいかもしれないけど、分かったことがあるなら教えてもらえないかしら。
So I understand that it doesn't seem fair, but it might help if you shared anything you found with me.
確かに警察に協力するのが僕たちの役割だ。
I suppose part of our job is helping the police.
う
Well,
ちの事務所のもう一人の探偵助手が佐々木英介の事件前の様子や人間関係を調べている最中です。
one of my colleagues is researching more about Eisuke's history and relationships right now.
で、僕はというとですね、
And as for my findings,
被害者が発見された前夜、現場近くにバイクが止まっていたようなんです。
I have an eyewitness who saw a motorcycle parked near the crime scene on the night of the murder.
バイク？
Really? A motorcycle? Yeah.
警察は把握されているんでしょうか？
Are the police aware of the motorcycle?
いいえ、聞いてないわ。
No, first time hearing of it.
死亡推定時刻より1時間ほど後のことのようなので、事件に関係あるかどうかは。
The eyewitness account places it about an hour after the estimated time of death, so possibly irrelevant.
それ、どこからの情報なの？
Where did you get this information?
タクシーの運転手さんが目撃したらしいんですけど。
I talked to a cab driver at the scene. He was the eyewitness.
運転手さんはタッチショ。あ、いいえ。
He said that lots of riders stopped to go put.
夜、道端にバイクが止まってるのはよくあることだと言ってました。
He said that lots of riders park on the side of the road out at night for reasons.
分かったわ。ありがとう。
Got it. Thanks.
はい。お役に立てたのでしたら。
Of course. I hope it's helpful.
警
Think?
察がバイクの情報を知らなかったと。あのタクシーの運転手さん、事情を聞かれるんだろうな。
I didn't realize the police didn't know about the motorcycle. I bet they'll question the cabbie now.
そうだ。タクシーのお礼を言わなくちゃ。
Ooh, I've got an idea. I could try thanking her for calling the cab for me. You should do that without expecting something in return.
久世刑事。
Hey, so...
ん？
Yes?
この前、タクシーを手配してくださったのは久世刑事だったんですね。
You're the one who called the cab for me, aren't you?
え？
How did you know?
ありがとうございます。おかげですごく助かりました。
Well, I just wanted to say thanks. It was a big help.
ついでがあっただけよ。お礼なんかいいから。
There was nothing. Don't thank me. Huh? What you looking
なん
at?
だろう、気まずそうだ。照れてるようにも見える。
She looks kind of uneasy, almost like she's embarrassed about
久
something.
世刑事って いつも怖そうだけど、神原刑事が言うように。
I know she's got a scary reputation, but I think Detective Kamihara is right.
本当は優しくて不器用な人みたいだな。
Deep down, she's a vulnerable, awkward person like the rest of us.
先輩、あの紙袋の鑑定結果が出ました。
Hey partner, I got the results from the forensics on that paper bag. Oh.
僕は鎌田警部の許可を得て、特別に紙袋の鑑定結果を一緒に聞けることになった。
Inspector Kamada gave me special permission to see the results of the forensic analysis on the paper bag.
佐々木くんが被っていた紙袋だ。写真で見た時よりも不気味な感じがする。
This is the actual bag that was found on Eisuke. It's even creepier to see in real life.
早速じゃが始めてくれるかの。
Let's get started, shall we?
では鑑定結果をお伝えします。
Of course, I'll get straight to the results of the analysis.
佐々木英介の頭部にかぶせられていたこちらの紙袋ですが、見た目からもわかる通り古いものでした。
The bag in question is clearly old, but after running a detailed scan,
18年前の連続少女殺人事件に使用されたものと材質などの成分が一致いたしました。
we can confirm that the material is a perfect match with the paper bags found in the serial girl murders. So that all but confirms that either it's the same person or it was somehow like taken out of evidence or something. But even then, they noticed that evidence went missing. So it'd have to be the same killer then, wouldn't it? Because like, I was previously thinking it could have potentially been a member of the police that did all this because they knew the details of the previous killings. But if it's the exact same material, then it's got to be the same killer, right? What?
ということは。
But does that mean
18年前の事件の同一犯の犯行、もしくは
are we dealing with the same killer from 18 years ago?
当時の関係者が何らかの形で関わっている可能性が極めて高いということになるの。
It seems likely that some of the same people would be involved.
おっしゃる通りだと思います。
I think you're right.
こりゃあの山をもう一度洗い直す必要があるな。
Well, it sounds like we need to officially reopen those cases. But hasn't the statute of limitations passed?
実は一点補足がございます。今回の事件の被害者が被っていた紙袋は
Are you allowed to just reopen a case after the statute of limitations has passed? I don't know how any of this works. So before you continue, I have one additional finding to share. The paper bag found on Eisuke.
18年前の2件目と3件目の事件で使用された紙袋と同じものであると言って差し支えないと思います。
We can confirm it's the same type as the ones found on the second and third victims 18 years
と
ago.
ころが
However,
連続少女殺人事件の最初の犯行で使われた紙袋は他の紙袋とは成分などが一致しませんでした。
the paper bag found on the very first victim 18 years ago doesn't match any of the other bags. Maybe I'm right that it's not, because like I was thinking maybe this is just sort of a copycat killer who was a member of the police and that's why they know about the paper bag details. I was like, oh, but if it matches the other ones, then it couldn't possibly. But like now we're presented with two possibilities. The possibility that they're probably going to be leading us towards is that the first killer and the killer for all the other ones were different. But it's also possible that the most recent one is the copycat, And because they're a member of the police and have access to the evidence, they swapped the bag out. But, like, why would they do that? Is the real question. It doesn't really make much sense. I'm thinking like a fucking... I'm trying to throw fucking Ace Attorney twists into this, and that's not this game. We'll see where this leads. How can you be sure?
どの紙袋も似たような成分だろうと思われるかもしれませんが
Well, not all paper bags are made the same way, believe it or not.
配合割合はメーカーによって様々で一致することは稀なんです
Each manufacturer uses a different formula. The variation can be quite substantial.
では、鑑定結果の資料を署内に共有してくれるかの
Thank you for the report. Are you ready to share the results with the whole department?
承知しました
Yes, sir.
君、申し訳ないが少し待っててもらえるかのこれから捜査本部の者も交えた話し合いがあるんじゃよ
As for you, I apologize, but I'll need you to wait here for a moment. We have an important meeting.
わかりました。
I understand.
紙袋の鑑定結果が出たことで新たな事実が発覚した。
So it turned out that the forensic analysis of the paper bag revealed a new clue.
鎌田警部たちの話し合いが終わるまで少し時間がかかりそうだな。
And Inspector Kamada is meeting with his team to review the findings. It might take a while.
よし、僕の方でもさっき聞いた話をもとに推理を進めてみよう。
Why don't I review my notes and the new information I've learned? Okie dokie. Let's review.
早速始めよう。
It's the same pose, but he doesn't have the desk in front of him now. Okay, let's get to it.
紙袋の鑑定結果が出たことで分かった。今回の事件と18年前の事件のつながりは
Based on forensic evidence, the case from 18 years ago and the current case are very likely to be connected.
何らかのつながりがある可能性が高まった。
The two cases are very likely to be connected.
今回使われた紙袋と18年前の事件で使われた紙袋は材質などの成分が一致したって話だ。
Right, because the paper bags match. There's a good chance the cases are connected.
さらに鑑定結果から連続少女殺人事件の最初の事件だけ違う紙袋が使われていたと分かった。
We also know that the paper bag in the We also know that the paper bag in the first murder doesn't match the others. That means the first victim might have been killed by someone else.
最初の事件だけ犯人が違う可能性がある。
The first victim might have been killed by someone else.
橋爪彩香を殺したのは彼女の父親で、それ以外の事件は模倣犯の犯行とか
Perhaps Ayaka Hashizume's father killed her, and the other cases were copycat killings. You know, that does make some amount of sense considering that there was a more substantial gap between the first and second killings than there was between the second and third.
もちろん無数にある可能性の一つに過ぎないけど。
Of course, that's just one of countless possibilities.
今推理を進められるとしてもここまでかな。
I think that's about all I can deduce for now.
それにしても
Although I should say,
紙袋の鑑定結果が聞けて本当にラッキーだったな。鎌田警部に感謝しなきゃ。
it was really fortunate to hear the forensic report on the paper bag. I've got to thank Inspector Kamada.
紙袋の成分の配合割合がメーカーによって異なるというのも。
And it's fascinating that different paper bag manufacturers all make paper bags differently. I'm going to real quick put my hoodie on because the sun's gone behind a cloud and it's getting cool again. It's probably warm outside, but my apartment not so much. Will it fit over my headphones? The answer is yes.
なんだかちょっと興味深い話だったな。
Who knew paper bags could be interesting?
鎌田警部や久世刑事、上原刑事はまだ戻ってきそうにないな。
Anyway, I don't think Kamada, Kuze, or Kamihara is likely to be back anytime soon. All their names start with K.
そういえば、先生は今頃どうしてるのかな。
Wonder what Mr. Utsugi is looking into now. Ah.
あ、そうだ。今回聞いた鑑定結果を先生に伝えておこう。
Oh, I should let Mr. Utsugi know about the forensic results on the paper bag. Something I've been thinking, but I'll say it now in case I haven't said it before. I think the fact that they went and adjusted the use of the think command to both be a way to progress, but also be a way to hint at what you're supposed to be doing, makes this game 100 times better to play than the previous Famicom Detective Club games. Like, at this point, they've nailed the formula where it still has a bit of that classic jank, but it's infinitely more playable in the modern day. I really appreciate that change. Oh, I should let Mr. Utsugi know about the forensic results on the paper bag.
君か、どうした？
Ah, it's you. What's up?
今警察署で鑑識の方から聞いたんですが、佐々木英介の頭にかぶせられていた紙袋は
We just got the report from forensics about the paper bag found on Eisuke's head.
連続少女殺人事件、その2件目と3件目の犯行で使われていたものと材質などの成分が一致したとのことです。
Apparently it's a perfect match for the ones found on the second and third serial girl murder victims.
1件目とは一致しなかったのかい？
Oh, and what about the first case? Not a match there?
はい、1件目だけは別のようでした。
That's right. The bag from the first murder was different.
なるほど。そこに何か大きな意味があるような気がするな。
I see. This could be significant.
引き続き調査を続けてくれ。
Great work. Keep up the investigation.
わかりました。
Thank you, I will.
話し合い、まだ続いてるのかな。
Seems like they're still in discussion.
上原刑事や久世刑事から聞いた話から推理できるものってあったかな。
I think it's a good idea to continue reviewing what Kamihara and Kusei have told me. Review is back.
この時間を使って今日聞いた話を思い出してみよう。
I should take some time to organize my thoughts and findings from today.
上原刑事は久世刑事と2人の時、事件や仕事の話以外に
When Kamihara is alone with Kusei and they're not talking about an active case,
雑談することもあると言っていた。それは例えば
he said they sometimes have friendly chats. For example, they talk about candy.
小さい頃好きだったお菓子の話だ。
They talk about candy that they loved when they were little kids.
小さい頃の話をしているのであれば、上原刑事が誠さんのことを何か知っていそうだ。
Since they've been known to talk about their childhoods, maybe they've talked about Makoto.
しかし、誠さんの話を聞こうとしたところ、はぐらかされてしまった。その結果分かったことは、
He seemed to brush me off when I asked about it, though, but what I did learn is... Kamihara is licensed to drive cars, commercial vehicles, boats, and... motorcycles.
上原刑事は自動車、大型車両、バイク、そして船舶の免許を持っているという。
I feel like they're trying to cast suspicion on Kamihara right now. Like, they're saying, oh, there was a motorcycle at the scene, and we're really hammering home the fact that he knows how to drive a motorcycle. But at the same time, Kamihara would have still been a child when the serial girl murders were happening. Kamihara is licensed to drive cars, commercial vehicles, boats, and motorcycles. Ah, that's right. Kamihara is licensed to drive motorcycles. But aren't all police officers licensed to ride motorcycles? That was my impression. I wonder if there's anything I can deduce from my conversation with Detective Kuze. Ah, Ninten, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. So have you decided on a plan? Yes, we're going to proceed based on a new hypothesis. But unfortunately, I can't share it with you at this time. I apologize for the tough circumstances. It's okay, I understand. This case is anything but straightforward, and it can be tough to accept guidance from HQ. Anyway, that's a big part of why we need your help. We're counting on you. Yes, sir, I'll do my best. I need to get back to HQ now. Apologies again for keeping you waiting. Oh, and I know Kuze called you here, but she and Kamihara are already back in the field. I see, that's okay. It was very helpful to talk to the both of them. I suppose I should get going. Of course, be careful out there and see you soon. Eh? Oh, sorry, there's one last thing. There's someone I'd like you to look into. A certain man. A certain man? Eh? The same day at 2:21 p.m. in the Sun-in region. We're playing as Itsugi? Okay, that's... Oh, you're right. Because you do play as Ayumi at the end of Chapter 2, so people knew that from the demo. Meanwhile, this is Chapter 5, so it explains why no one mentioned that you play as Itsugi as well. That would explain why he's on the cover of the box. Because normally he's a relatively minor character who's just sort of in the background a lot of the time because he's off doing his own thing. It also explains why he's the recap narrator. There's someone here who may hold the key to this case. Why are you digging into this ancient history, huh? Huh? You're some kind of you're some kind of reporter or something? Wait, you're that guy from the magazine, right?
いえいえ、ただの物好きですよ。
No, no, I'm just a curious person. Interesting that he hides the fact while like Taro and Ayumi usually just go like, no, I'm working for a detective agency.
そうなんですか。なんかこうジャーナリストって感じですけどね。
You sure about that? You strike me as some kind of reporter or journalist.
暇な素人ですよ。
Haha, no, I assure you, I'm just an amateur with too much time on his hands.
まあいろいろとあるんでしょうな。これ以上詮索するのはよしときます。
Fair enough, I'll stop prying. Anyway, hehehe.
ありがとうございました。これで失礼します。
It's no problem, but thanks for chatting. I'll be on my way now.
いい記事を書いてくださいね。なんちゃって。お気をつけて。
Hope you write a good article. Hehehe. Just kidding.
例の紙袋の鑑定結果が出たその翌日。
Okay, so we're not playing as Utsugi then. We just get to see what Utsugi is doing for a second while Taro is busy having conversations that we're not privy to. So the day after the forensics report on the bag was
警
completed,
察は佐々木英介の事件の詳細を公表した。ただし、
the police released some details to the public about the murder of Eisuke Sasaki. However,
今回も描かれた顔には触れず、紙袋をかぶった状態で発見されたというにとどめた。
while they mentioned he was found with a bag on his head, they didn't mention the smiley
いた
face.
ずらに社会を刺激することを避けるためだったが、世の人々にとっては十分だったようだ。
I'm sure that detail was too lurid for the general public, but still,
これを機に世間では笑顔の紙袋をかぶった都市伝説の怪人、
it seems the urban legend of a smiling, paper bag wearing murderer is roaring back to life.
エミオが広く周知され、語られるようになっていった。
People are talking about Emio the Smiling Man at water coolers all around the city. We're skipping ahead 3 days.
警察の公表から今日で3日か。街の様子にも影響が見え始めたような。
It's been 3 days since the police released a statement. We're now seeing an impact in the city. And what's his face still hasn't asked the students, huh?
ブームってあっという間に広がるんだな。
A sensational story spreads like wildfire, doesn't it?
市街地の大通りだ。もう少しで宇津木探偵事務所に着く。
I'm on a main street in the city center, near the Itsugi Detective
見
Agency.
慣れた風景だが、ここ数日で街の様子は変わってきたな。
This is a familiar place, but the city as a whole feels different these past few days.
時折、車が通り過ぎる音が聞こえてくる。
Occasionally I'll hear a car drive by.
ブームって
What do you mean the city? Do I call this
エミオ
person?
の匂いもブームだから出てくるかもしれない。
It's not. Maybe I should just shout for the smiling man himself. Who knows? Maybe he'd show up.
ちゃって。
Heh, just kidding. I guess we look where?
特に気になるものはない。
What do you mean nothing of... Girl in beret.
特に気になる。
Okay. So I guess we're not talking to her then.
この数日で都市伝説関連の本が飛ぶように売れ始めたらしい。
I've heard that all the books about urban legends have been flying off the shelves lately.
特に気になるもの。
Okay. I guess we don't care about the man. Oh.
コンビニはブーム前もブーム後も変わりなし。
Heh, same old convenience store regardless of the smiling man mania that's going
なん
on.
だか安心するな。
It's comforting in a way.
でエミオブームに乗ってるのか。
Oh, they've got the fucking paper bags on their mascots. So even a local pharmacy has caught the smiling man fever.
電話がかかってきた。
Someone's calling me.
あゆみちゃんからだ。
It's a Yumi.
もしもし、あゆみちゃん、どうかしたの？
Hey, Ayumi, what's wrong?
テレビで都市伝説のことが話されているの。エミオの話題も出てくるみたいよ。
There's a segment on a TV show I'm watching now about urban legends. I bet it's about the smiling man.
わかった。今事務所の近くなんだ。すぐに戻るよ。ありがとう。
Oh, well, I'm almost back to the office. I'll see you soon, okay?
気をつけてね。
Okay, be careful. Back to the office we go. I guess we just had to look around for a bit.
あゆみちゃん、ただいま。
Hey, Yumi, I'm back.
おかえりなさい。ほら、これ。
Welcome back. Check this out.
エミオというのは奇妙な袋をかぶっているんでしたね。
Fascinating. He's the one who supposedly wears the strange paper bag, right? I've been watching some like quiz videos. The guys that inspired Clueless Quiz Time, essentially. One of their quiz was about Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I saw Ayumi say, "Check this out," and all I could think of was fucking Mech Knight Abram. Because that's his English flavor text.
それを自分が殺した子供にかぶせるのだと言われていますね。
Eh? The rumor going around is that he placed similar bags on the children he killed.
今回番組では大沢さんが取材した情報をもとにその紙袋を再現しました。
We've put together a recreation of what those bags might have looked like for you.
では、ご覧ください。
Let's take a look, shall we?
不気味な紙袋ですね。小さいものもあるようですが。
Wow, it's really creepy. Some of them are so small. Oh dear. So I think... Oh! They I remember there was an interview they mentioned, oh, we had to draw a bunch of smiley faces. And then they, like, chose from some of them, was what I thought. But I guess this is where all the extra smiley faces went.
子供のエミオというのもいると言われてるんですね。
Well, there's a rumor going around about a child version of the smiling man as well. Child? My goodness.
エ
Whomst?
ミコにあげた紙袋だ。
Whomst? That's the paper bag that I gave to Emiko.
ただですね、エミオの場合は名前に笑うという字が使われている。
Of course, the etymology of the smiling man is fascinating as well, sometimes known as Emio. Why are we seeing this? It kind of bothers me when we get stuff like this, where I'm like, we as the player know more than the protagonist does. I prefer when we're like on even terms. Jesus.
あるんですよね。
本日は都市伝説研究家の大沢徹さんにお話を伺いました。先生、どうもありがとうございました。
That was Professor and urban legend researcher Toru Osawa. Thank you very much, Professor.
気味が悪いわ。
That was creepy.
そうだね。
Yeah.
みんなが興味を示す気持ちはわかるんだけど、
But I understand why people are fascinated.
佐々木くんの事件とエミオの話が簡単に結びつけられちゃうし。
It must feel like the Smiling Man urban legend is coming to life with Eisuke's murder.
今のワイドショーで佐々木くんのことに触れてたっけ？
Did they mention Eisuke specifically on the talk show?
あなたが事務所に着く前に幸福市の事件で被害に遭った少年という形で触れられたの。
Yeah, just before you got here, they said that a young boy was killed in Kofuku City.
そうだったんだね。
I see.
佐々木くんのことを知っている人はそれを聞くだけでもピンとくるだろうし。
Yeah, so anyone who knew Eisuke would know they're talking about him.
確かにね。だったら目撃情報とか出てきてくれるといいんだけど。
Right. Well, in that case, maybe someone who knew him will come forward with some new info.
うん。
Yeah.
今回の事件がここまで世間を騒がせることになるなんて。
I just can't believe how much attention this case is getting.
エミオはすっかり有名人ね。
But I guess the Emio legend, the Smiling Man, is pretty famous.
本当だね。
True.
でも
But
佐々木くんのことを思うとちょっとね。
when a real person is involved, like poor Eisuke Sasaki,
確かにそうだ。
yeah, it's sad. Anything else?
私ね、めぐみさんが心配なの。世の中がエミオで騒いでるのって。
I'm worried about Megumi with all this going on. Everyone's talking about the Smiling
仲
Man.
が良かった友達を亡くした彼女にとって耐えられないことなんじゃないかって。
And she's just devastated about losing a close friend.
友達を亡くしたこと。
Yeah, losing a friend. What a nightmare. He says as if the person sitting across from him hasn't also lost a friend in the previous game.
そうか。あゆみちゃん、陽子さんのことを
There we go.
思い出しちゃったんだな。
I wonder if all this reminds Ayumi of Yoko. It's interesting that we're getting references to the girl who stands behind, but we haven't seen any real reference to the missing heir yet. Like, we're getting the call back to Yoko. We got the police officer showing up again. But, like, I guess most of the missing heir takes place well far away from the city. So I guess it makes sense that it might be a bit difficult to reference. Wonder if all this reminds Ayumi of
め
Yoko.
ぐみさんと自分が重なったんだろうな。
When I started talking about how Megumi must
テ
feel,
レビを見てナーバスになっちゃったんだ。
it seems like she must have thought about it. Maybe we shouldn't have watched that show.
理由は口にしたくないだろうな。
She probably doesn't want to talk about it.
いつもあゆみちゃんに戻ってほしい。
I hope Ayumi gets back to her usual self soon. Think?
あゆみちゃんを元気にしてあげたい。
I want to cheer Ayumi up somehow. No.
理由は口に。
Call engage.
あゆみちゃん。
Hey, Ayumi.
え?
Huh?
今はまだわからないことだらけだけど。
I know we're still missing a lot of pieces.
僕たちは僕たちにしかできないことをしよう。
But let's put our heads together and see what we can figure out. 3 days have passed, and we apparently have made no progress on the case in that time, probably.
佐々木くんとめぐみさんのために。
You know, for Eisuke. And for Megumi. Oh.
その通りよね。頑張りましょう。
Yeah, you're right. Let's do our best for them.
あゆみちゃん、 今回の事件のここまでについて分かったことを改めておさらいしたいんだ。
Great, so let's review what we've learned so far.
手伝ってくれるかな？
Can you help me?
え、もちろんよ。
Yes, of course. What's there to review? There has been... Well, in universe, there has been time between our last review and now, but there's been, like, no actual information gleaned on our side. Well, actually, there is, but not on... Okay, this is confusing.
ね
Before we start, Tara,
ありがとう。
I want to say thank you.
ありがとうって何のことかな。さて、推理しなきゃ。
Thank me for what? We haven't even started our review yet. Give me a chance to be brilliant, okay? Let's review.
まず、今回の事件の被害者、佐々木英介君の死因は
First, the cause of death in the Eisuke Sasaki case was asphyxiation from being strangled with a cord-like object.
紐状のもので首を絞められたことによる窒息死だ。
そうね。
Right. Eisuke was found with a blank that had a smiley face drawn on it, covering his head. Okay, good, because I bumped the cable. Hopefully everything still sounds fine. I was about to be like, do they want me to type bag or paper bag? But no, we just select it.
そうね。
Right.
さらに、佐々木君の事件に非常に似た都市伝説が存在するのだという。
Additionally, there's an urban legend that strangely mirrors this case.
その都市伝説は
That urban legend is known as
Emio という。
It's usually called Emio, the smiling man.
佐々木君の事件に非常に似ているのは都市伝説だけではない。
Of course, the urban legend isn't the only strange similarity to this case.
18年前にも実は同様の事件があったんだ。その事件とは
There were a number of similar cases 18 years ago. Those were known as... So I guess this is just like, well, have you been paying attention so far? These were known as... who? Ayaka. Serial girl murders.
連続少女殺人事件だ。
That's right, the serial girl murders.
連続少女殺人事件では3人の少女が犠牲になった。その3人の少女とは
In the serial girl murders, there were 3 female victims. They were... Ayaka Hashizumi, Mika Inoue, and Sachiko Tagaki.
橋爪彩香、高木幸子、井上美香、いずれも10代の少女だった。
Ayaka Hashizume, Tachiko Tagaki, and Mika Inoue, all teenage girls.
連続少女殺人事件では3人の少女が殺害されたほか2人の人物が失踪している。
Around the time of the serial girl murders, there were also 2 significant missing persons.
その失踪した人物は
The missing persons were... Mananbu Hashizume and the missing man. Right?
違うわよ。行方
All
不明
right.
の男と久世刑事のお兄さんの誠さんでしょ。
Oops. No, not right. There was a missing man and Makoto Kuze, Detective Kuze's brother. I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
そうそう、そう言おうとしてたんだよ。
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
ごめんなさい。
Sorry.
ところで、佐々木くんについては 誰かから恨みを買うような子ではなかったようだ。
Regarding the victim, Eisuke Sasaki, he didn't seem to have any enemies that wished to do him harm.
しかし、ある問題を抱えていたという。その問題というのは、
But he did have a problem, and that problem was
進学のことだ。
getting into a good high school.
そうね。成績が落ちてきてたのよね。
That's right, his grades were slipping.
そしてとうとう先日、佐々木くんにかぶせられていた紙袋の成分が判明した。
Last but not least, we got the forensic report about the paper bag found on Eisuke's head.
その紙袋は、
That paper bag was
18年前の事件のうち、2件目と3件目と同じ成分だった。
the bag matched the second and third bags found in the murders 18 years ago.
そして、18年前に起きた連続少女殺人事件の3つの事件のうち、最初の犯行に使われた紙袋には、ある特徴があった。
There was something notable about the first paper bag found 18 years ago. It was different from the other paper bags.
他の事件に使われた紙袋とは別物だった。
It was different from the paper bags found on the other victims.
ええ、最初だけ別の紙袋だったのよね。そして後の2件と今回の事件の紙袋は同じ種類だった。
That's right. The first paper bag was different, and the second and third bags matched each other.
それで今回の事件と18年前の事件のつながりなんだけど、紙袋の鑑定結果を聞いたとき、僕はこう思ったんだ。
Putting all the information together, here are my thoughts after hearing the forensic report on the bag.
佐々木くんの事件と18年前の事件で使われた紙袋の成分が一致した以上、
Since the bag found on Eisuke matched the second and third bags found 18 years
この
ago,
2つの事件は何らかの形でつながっていると考えるべきだって。
we should assume that those cases must be connected.
うん。そう考えるのが自然だと思うわよ。
Yeah, I think you're right.
そして連続少女殺人事件の最初の事件だけ違う種類の紙袋が使われていたことの僕の仮説は、
Here's my theory about why the first paper bag doesn't match the others in the serial girl murders.
最初の事件の犯人だけが別人なんじゃないかってことなんだよ。
The killer in the first case had to be someone else.
あくまでも仮説だけど、十分考えられることよね。
It's possible. Interesting theory.
いつも通りのあなたとまではいかないけど、調子はまずまずみたいね。
Seems you're a little rusty today, but you shook it off. Yeah.
よし、明日はもっと頑張ろう。
Thanks, yeah. I'll try harder tomorrow.
で、今後の調査についてだけど、
So let's talk about where we go from here.
僕は18年前の事件で謎を残したまま消えた男について調べることになったんだ。
I'd like to do some more investigation into the case of the missing man from 18 years ago.
1件目の事件の時、大怪我をしたまま行方不明になっている男のこと？
You mean the one who was seemingly badly injured? He's still missing, right?
その通り。鎌田警部から頼まれたんだよ。
That's right. Inspector Kamada asked me to look into him.
簡単に情報が得られるとは思えないけど、鎌さんに頼られてるからね。
Frankly, I'm not even sure where to begin, but I know Kama is counting on me.
先生の真似なんかしちゃっておかしな人。
You get to use a nickname for him now. Are you close friends with him like Mr. Utsugi is? Haha.
と言っても、まだ名前すら教えてもらってないんだけどね。
In all seriousness, it's a tough assignment. I don't even know the man's name yet. He couldn't even tell you that much?
そうなの？
Really?
この間はバタバタしてたから、 詳しくはまた後日ってことになったんだけど。
Yeah, Inspector Kamada seemed busy at the time. He asked me to come back later for more details.
どうしたの？
Oh, is there something wrong?
実は。
Well...
鎌田警部？今はいらっしゃらないのよ。いろいろと大変みたい。
I'm sorry, but Inspector Kamada isn't in right now. He's having a hard time at the moment.
今日もいらっしゃらないんですか?
Oh, he's still out for the whole day?
わざわざ来てくれたのにごめんなさいね。
Yes, I'm sorry you came all this way.
紙袋の鑑定結果を聞いた翌日から鎌田警部と会えてないんだ。
I haven't actually been able to catch Inspector Kamada in person since the day we got the paper bag results.
詳細を聞こうと思って何度も警察署に足は運んでみてるんだけど。
So that's why we haven't had any progress. We've just been going down to the station, and then it takes forever, and then we come back. I've been down to the station several times.
あら、ご不在なの？
And he wasn't there?
姿も見えないし、署の人に聞いてもはぐらかされるんだよね。
No, I haven't seen him. And when I ask around at the station, everyone kind of shrugs.
そうなの。なんだか心配ね。
Huh, that's concerning. Yeah.
捜査でお忙しいのかもしれないわよ。
Maybe he's just super busy with the investigation.
そうだよね。気にはなるけど会えないんじゃしょうがないし。
Yeah, I guess I'm getting a bit antsy. I can't help him if I can't see. I can't help him if I can't see him.
今日はゆっくり資料の整理でもするよ。
Anyway, I'll give him a little space for now and use this time to get my files in order.
コーヒーでも入れようか。あゆみちゃんも飲むよね。
Oh, I should make some coffee while I'm at it. Do you want some? How do you like it? Oh, how would you like it?
あのね、実は私これから出かけるの。
Oh, actually, I'm on my way out.
もしかしてまた？
Oh, could you be going to...
驚かないで聞いてほしいんだけど。
It's not like it's a big secret. I was about to tell you before you started acting weird.
何？もう驚いちゃってるよ僕。
This suspense is killing me.
森本めぐみさんの家にお話を聞きに行けることになったの。
I'm going to Megumi Morimoto's house for a chat.
え？
Oh. Wait, what?
少しでもめぐみさんの力になれればいいんだけどね。
If nothing else, maybe my presence can offer her a little comfort.
なんだ。よかった。
Oh, that sounds good. Phew. Fucking... Just tell her you like her, Taro. Instead of pussyfooting around and getting jealous over a dude who she's only speaking to for the fucking investigation. Phew?
あ、ほら、めぐみさん元気になったんだなって。
I cannot with this subplot. I'm just relieved that Megumi is feeling well enough to talk to you.
それはまだ無理みたいよ。だからお母さんが話してくれるってことなの。
Well, I'm actually going to talk to her mum first. I don't think Megumi is ready to talk yet.
そうなんだ。体調不良ずいぶん長引いてるんだね。
That makes sense. It seems like she's been struggling for a long time.
もちろんめぐみさんの様子も聞いてみるつもり。じゃあ行ってくるね。
I mean, I'll definitely try to check in on her as well. Anyway, I'm off.
気をつけてね。
Good luck and be careful. Is this a new chapter or... There it is. Chapter 6. Existence. That is definitely a name for a chapter.
佐々木くんと仲が良かった森本めぐみさんは事件以来学校を休んでいる。
Megumi Morimoto, a good friend of Eisuke, has been absent from school since his death.
しかも他の生徒が事件を知った朝礼があった当日から
She was at home when the other students had. She was at home when the other students learned what had happened.
先輩から聞いた話だけど、その理由をちゃんと確かめなきゃ。
That's everything Fukuyama knew. I'm here to see if I can find out more. I am glad we don't have to speak to Fukuyama this time. I had more than enough of him during the last stream.
めぐみさん本人から話を聞ければいいんだけど、さすがに難しいかな。
I'd love to talk to Megumi herself, but that's likely going to prove difficult. Bing bong. Yes?
こんにちは。先日お電話しました立花です。
Hi, I'm Ayumi Tachibana. I called the other day.
立花さん、今開けるわね。
Oh, Miss Tachibana, of course. Hello.
まさか探偵さんからご連絡があるなんて思ってもいなかったので驚きましたよ。
I was surprised to hear from a private detective.
突然のご相談でご迷惑をおかけしてすみません。
Is now a good time? I don't want to inconvenience you.
いえいえ、全く問題ないですよ。
It's no problem at all.
私で少しでもお役に立てればと思いまして。
I just hope I can be of some help to you.
ありがとうございます。ご協力に感謝します。
Thank you so much. Your help is appreciated.
めぐみさんの今のご様子は？
How's Megumi doing?
めぐみは部屋に閉じこもっています。誰にも会いたくないみたいで。すみません。
Megumi's locked herself in her room, but she's refusing to talk to anyone. You know who that sounds like? The young Kuze.
めぐみさん、ご体調が優れないのでしょうか？
Is she feeling okay?
いえ、そういうわけではないんですが、強いショックで落ち込んでいるんだと思います。
She's not sick. She's in shock, depressed.
エスケ君があんなことになったんだから無理もないことなんですが。
Which is, you know, not surprising after what happened to Eisuke. True that.
エスケ君はめぐみの幼なじみなんです。小さい頃から仲が良かったせいか。
She and Eisuke have been close ever since they were little.
まるで兄弟みたいに。お互い遠慮がなかったものですから。
They were just like brother and sister. I'm seeing a lot of parallels here.
好き放題に言い合ってしょっちゅう喧嘩していましたね。
They certainly argued as much as siblings.
その度にめぐみはあんなやつ絶好だと言って怒るんですけど。
Every time they argued, she would get so angry. She'd say, "Mom, I can't stand him."
すぐにケロッとして何事もなかったみたいに元通り。こっちが呆れるくらいでしたね。
Then, just as quick, she'd calm down and be her usual self. It was strange, I guess, but they were also just kids.
本当に仲が良かったんですよ。
They were so close. Eisuke and my Megumi.
なのにあんなことになってしまって。
I still can't believe what happened.
エスケ君の事件について詳しくは知りません。ニュース番組で見たことくらいしか。
I don't know much about what happened to Eisuke, only what I've seen on the news.
エスケ君のお母さんにもこんな話聞けないですし。
I can't bring myself to talk to Eisuke's mother about it.
今は彼女に声をかけることすらはばかられます。
I'm afraid to talk to her at all.
ニュース番組で見たことくらいしか知りません。
Okay, we're done there.
エスケ君とめぐみはまるで兄弟のようで 仲が良かったんです。
Eisuke and Megumi were so close. They were more like brother and sister than friends. Okay, we're done there, so I guess observations?
犯人はまだわからないんですよね。
There's still no clue as to who did it, is there?
そうですね。
No, we don't know anything yet.
早く犯人が見つかって、みんなが安心して過ごせるようになるといいんですけど。
I hope they're found soon. No one can feel safe until the monster that did this is caught.
あ、そのために探偵さんがいるんですものね。
But that's why we have detectives, isn't it?
はい。
Yeah, of course.
ものすごい期待されちゃってる。
She's expecting a lot out of me. Okay. Oh no. There is more to that, okay. Yes?
探偵さんって結構いろんな人にお話を聞いて回るものなんでしょうか。
I imagine detectives must talk to lots of people.
そうですね。たくさんの方にご協力いただくことが多いです。
Oh yeah, it helps to talk to everyone we can.
あ、やっぱりそうなんですね。
I thought so.
あ、でももちろん無理強いはしていませんので、もし話しにくいこととかあれば。
Of course, if there's anything you don't feel comfortable talking about, please say so.
あ、違うんです。その
No, that's not it. I mean... Hmm?
ごめんなさい。探偵さんとお話しするのが初めてで気になっただけなんです。
I'm sorry, I've never talked to a detective before. I was just curious.
なぜテレビドラマでしか見たことがなかったもので。
Everything I know about detectives I've learned from TV shows. Ah.
エースケ君のことがあるのに不謹慎でしたね。すみません。
Sorry, I shouldn't ask silly questions to distract you from Ace's case. Think, maybe?
めぐみさんのお母さんに
Okay,
話を
no.
聞かない。
So I guess one of the earlier options is now open again.
ここ数日のめぐみさんの様子についてもう少し教えていただけますか？
Can you tell me about how Megumi has been the past few days? Sure.
エースケ君の遺体が見つかったその日、めぐみは学校へ住んでいました。
Megumi was absent from school the day the day his body was found.
やっぱりあの朝礼の日はお休みだったんだ。
That checks out. I already knew she wasn't at school for the morning assembly.
学校からの連絡を受けた私がめぐみにエースケ君が亡くなったと告げたんです。
The school called about Eisuke. I told Megumi right away.
当たり前ですけど、娘はひどいショックを受けました。
She turned
体
pale,
は震え、
started shaking.
顔もその後は部屋に閉じこもってずっと泣いていたんでしょうね。
I interrupted the previous one because I heard like 2 distinct lines of dialogue and I'm like, okay, that's the end of it, I guess. Press the button and then she started talking again. I can never tell. She ran and locked herself in her room. I could hear her crying.
すっかり塞ぎ込んでしまって。
She's not been herself ever since. ...
その日以来、学校には行っていないんです。
She hasn't been back to school since.
そうだったんですね。
Oh, really?
部屋からも出てこなくなってしまって。
She doesn't even come out of her room.
食事は部屋の前に置いておくのですが、喉を通らないのか、ほとんど手をつけていません。
I leave food at her door, but she either won't eat it or she barely touches it.
私たち家族と話すどころか、顔を合わすことも避けているかのようでした。
She's avoiding everyone. Won't talk to me or her father.
めぐみさん、心配ですね。
Yeah, that's no good.
はい。
No.
あんなに元気で明るかった娘が。
She's always been so full of life, so bright, happy.
伝え方には気をつけたつもりだったんですけど。
I was so careful with how I told her about Eisuke, but... About Eisuke?
私もショックです。
It's so terrible. Okay, no. Then think.
めぐみさんは佐々木くんの遺体が見つかった日から学校を休んでいる。
Megumi's been absent from school since the day Eisuke's body was found.
先輩が言ってたことに間違いないよね。
It's just as Fukuyama said.
でもお母さんはめぐみさんの体調は悪かったわけではないっておっしゃってる。
But her mom says that she wasn't feeling ill.
その理由が気になるわ。
So why did she stay home that day?
佐々木くんが見つかった日、めぐみさんは学校を休んでいたということですけど。
So, you said that Megumi was absent from school the day Eisuke was found?
ええ。
Yes.
この日休まれた理由は何かあるのでしょうか。
Why'd she miss that day of class?
めぐみさんの様子に何か気になるところがあれば教えていただきたいのですが。
Was there any reason to be concerned about her on that day?
気になるところですか。
A reason to be concerned?
気になるところですよね。
A reason to be concerned. Yes.
そうですね。
Let's see.
この日に何かあったというより、前日から様子がおかしかったところはありましたね。
It wasn't just that something had been wrong on that day. Megumi had been acting strange the day before, too.
前日から？
Since the day before?
はい。ひどく落ち込んでいるように見えました。
She seemed
心
depressed.
配になって何かあったのかと聞いてみても、
So I asked her what was wrong.
めぐみは何も答えようとしませんでした。その日はそのまま自室に入ったきりでしたね。
But she wouldn't say anything. She just went straight to her room. Oh?
翌朝、めぐみは少し落ち着いた様子でしたが、
Megumi seemed calmer the next morning, but
お風呂に入ってもないし、とりあえず今日は休むと言いました。
she never took a bath and she stayed home from school.
前日何か嫌なことがあった。その程度のことだったんだと安心したところに。
I thought maybe she'd had a bad day and that's all. I was sort of relieved, really.
学校から電話が。
And then I got the call from the school. Think?
佐々木くんの遺体が見つかった日も休んでいたのは前日に何かがあったから。
She was absent on the day Eisuke's body was found because of something that happened the day before.
前日に何があったかお母さんご存知ないかな。
I wonder if her mum knows what happened the day before.
前日めぐみさんに何があったかご存知ですか？
Do you know what Megumi might have been up to the day before?
いいえ、娘からは何も聞けてないんですよ。
No, she didn't say anything about it.
何があったのか聞くことすら。
I never even had a chance to hear about her day.
前日何があったかはお母さんにもわからないのね。
Huh, so her mum doesn't know what happened the day before.
めぐみは学級委員でしたので、クラスの皆さんや
Megumi is a class representative, so it must be causing some trouble for her to be gone.
担任の先生にいろいろとご不便やご迷惑をかけていることでしょうね。
I imagine the other students in her class will be helping, along with her homeroom teacher.
担任の先生。
Homeroom teacher?
森本は俺のクラスの生徒だ。学級委員をやってもらっている。
I wasn't ready for him to be that close to the camera. So yes, Megumi is a student in my class, and she's her How class representative?
彼女は森本めぐみはあれ以来休んだままなのだ。
Megumi has been absent, so I wouldn't know. Hmm.
担任の先生って福山先生ですよね。
Her homeroom teacher is Mr. Fukuyama, right?
あ、そうです。よくご存知ですね。
Yes, that's correct.
生徒と気さくに話される先生みたいで。
He works closely with the students. He's always there for them.
特に学級委員のめぐみは福山先生との関わりが多いみたいでした。
Since Megumi's class representative, Mr. Fukuyama depends on her more than most.
放課後一緒に居残りして学級委員の仕事を手伝っていただくことも多かったみたいですよ。
Those duties would have them working together after school sometimes too.
そうなんですね。
I see.
帰りが遅くなったからと車で家まで送っていただいたこともありました。
He once gave Megumi a ride home because it was getting late.
礼儀正しくって若くて頼りがいのある先生ですから生徒にも慕われているんでしょうね。
He's polite, dependable, young, and his students seem to love him. Why was the young necessary to tack on to that?
まるでテレビドラマの教師のようにかっこいいんだって娘からよく聞かされましたよ。
She used to tell me how handsome he was. Said he was like an actor from a TV show. Huh? Huh?
生徒たちとも気さくに話すテレビドラマの教師のようなかっこいい先生だと聞いてます。
She says he's always there for his students. Once she said he was like a cool teacher on TV.
人のイメージっていろいろなのね。
Fukuyama seems to have a good reputation.
英介君のことがあってから
Ever since what happened to Eisuke,
本来はおしゃべり好きでいろんなことを話してくれていた娘が口を開かなくなってしまって
Megumi stopped talking. She used to be such a chatterbox. She used to tell me everything.
私と主人は娘が今何を思ってるのか本当にわからなくって
My husband and I don't know what she's thinking or how to talk to her.
そんな日が今日まで続いてたんですよ。
At least until today. Until today?
お母さん、今日何かあったんですか？
How has Megumi been today?
え？あ、はい。そうなんです。今日のお昼過ぎにめぐみが部屋から出てきたんです。
She finally came out of her room for a bit earlier, around lunchtime.
そうだったんですね。
シャワーを浴びて、その後ここへ来たんです。
Yeah, she took a shower and then came to the kitchen.
お腹が空いたのって聞いたら、って小さくうなずいたんです。
I asked her if she was hungry. She didn't say anything, just gave me a nod.
急いで支度して、食事を出したら、あの子、少しずつですが食べてくれたんですよ。
I made her some lunch, but she just picked at it.
その姿を見て、よかったと、ほっとしました。
Still, I was relieved to see her eat anything at all.
なのに、
But then,
テーブルについためぐみは、まだ少し表情が暗い様子ではあったんですけど。
Megumi just sat there, looking kind of lost and sad.
あの子なりに前を向こうとしたんだと思う。私嬉しくなったんですけど。
But I still think she was doing a great job of making herself get up and move.
どう声をかければいいのかわからなくって。しばらく黙ってたんです。
I wanted to say something, but what am I supposed to say? It was so uncomfortable.
でも静かすぎるのも気まずくって、私テレビをつけてみたんです。
I didn't know what else to do, so I turned on the TV.
そしたらワイドショーをやってて、めぐみの好きなオカルトって言うんでしょうか。
There was a show on about urban legends, and I guess you'd say the occult.
その特集がちょうど始まったんです。
They said it was a special episode. Oh.
内容的にどうかとは思ったんですけど、めぐみが気にせず見ていたのでそのままにしました。
I was curious, and Megumi didn't seem to mind, so I left it on.
あの子、そういう話題が好きで詳しいみたいなんです。その番組の特集も夏休みとかには欠かさず見てましたね。
She's usually interested in shows like that. Every summer vacation, she'll sit and watch hours of the stuff.
都市伝説だ、エミオがどうとかいう話題だったので私にはさっぱりでしたが、めぐみは興味深そうに見てました。
They talked about the legend of the Smiling Man. I'd never heard of it, but Megumi was very interested.
そしたらどういうわけか番組で英介くんのことらしい話題に触れ始めたんです。
Then, I don't know why, but they suddenly started... Well, I swear it was about Eisuke.
めぐみさん、あの番組を見ちゃったんだ。
Oh no, and Megumi was watching.
私慌てて消そうとしたんです。でもめぐみが
I tried to turn it off in a hurry, but Megumi...
めぐみ、
これまでにエミオによるものだというような事件はあったのでしょうか。
Can you speak to any past incidents involving the Smiling Man?
最も古い例で言えば20年ほど前にそのような事件があったはずですね。
Well, the oldest example would have been from about 20 years ago.
つい最近、幸福市で起きた事件もエミオの仕業じゃないかって言っている人もいます。
Some people say the recent incident in Kofuku City may have been the Smiling Man's doing.
どうやら被害者の少年は紙袋をかぶった状態で発見されたので、そこがエミオとの共通点になるんですが。
The victim, a boy, had a paper bag over his head, much like in the stories of the Smiling Man.
エミオはあくまでも都市伝説ですから、強引に結びつけるのはいかがなものかと。
Though remember, the Smiling Man is only an urban legend. It would be poor taste to continue that thought.
めぐみ、テレビで言っていた幸福市の事件ってきっと英介くんのことよね。
They were talking about a boy in Kofuku City. That could only be Eisuke, right?
ええ、そうだと思います。
Yeah, I think so.
まったく作り話と実際の事件をごっちゃにしないでほしいわ。
Life is tragic enough. They don't need to use scary stories to make it worse.
あの研究家って人もそう言ってたわね。いいこと言うわ。大沢徹って人。
That Toru Osawa was right.
けど
It's tasteless.
都市伝説ってこんな風にして尾ひれがついていくものなのね。
I guess this is how urban legends grow, huh? Do we think now?
めぐみさんが見たワイドショーって多分私たちが事務所で見たのと同じ番組ね。
I'm pretty sure the show Megumi and her mum saw is the same show we saw at the office.
やっと部屋から出てきてくれたっていうのに、
She finally came out of her room,
私の不注意のせいで
but I was too careless.
また部屋に引きこもってしまったんです。声をかけても返事もしてくれなくって。
She shut herself in her room again. She doesn't even respond when I call to her.
もうどうすればいいものか。
I just don't know what to do anymore.
探偵さん、なんとかなりませんかね。
Do you think there's anything you can do for her, detective? Do we think if there's anything we can do for her?
めぐみさん、しばらく誰とも会おうとしないだろうな。
From the sound of it, Megumi won't be meeting up with anyone for a while.
私が声をかけても無駄よね、きっと。
I don't expect I'd get much if I tried to talk to her.
お母さん、申し訳ないのですが、今私にできることはないと思います。ごめんなさい。
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I don't think there's anything I can do for her right now. I'm sorry.
ただ、時間はかかるかもしれませんが、
It might take some time, but
めぐみさんはきっとまたお部屋から出てきてくれるんじゃないかと思います。
I'm certain Megumi will be fine.
だから、お母さんはめぐみさんの気持ちの整理がつくまで
She's just got a lot that she's trying to process.
待ってあげてほしいんです。
Be patient with her.
それと、どうかお母さんは自分を責めたりしないでください。
Whatever you do, don't blame yourself for how she's feeling.
私がめぐみさんだったらとて
めぐみは
も悲しいですから。
Megumi wouldn't like that.
ありがとう、探偵さん。
Thank you, Detective.
私は今後も引き続き調査をすることで何かお力になれればと思います。
Hopefully we have good news about the investigation soon.
ありがとう。
Thank you. She was still talking.
調査頑張ろう。
Yeah, I'll do my best with the investigation.
ありがとう。
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so
何でしょうか。
what is it? Huh? Oh, okay, let's investigate then.
話している時にで、
I'm not reading that.
あら写真。
Oh, some family photos.
あれはご家族の写真かしら。
That's a picture of the family. I can't tell where it was taken.
ここからじゃちゃんと見えないけど、温かい家族の雰囲気が伝わってくるようだわ。
It's hard to see much from here, but they look like a happy family.
家族写真。
A nice family photo.
ここから偶然目に入ったんですけど、それ
By
は
the
ご
way-
家族の写真ですよね。
I'm doing my best here. By the way, your family photo is lovely.
ああ、これですか。
What? Oh, this one.
素敵なお写真ですね。
Yes, you all look so happy.
ありがとう。これは最近遊園地に行った時の写真なのよ。
Thank you. We were at an amusement park that day.
明るくって笑顔の可愛い女の子だわ。みんなから好かれているんだろうな。
Megumi's a sweet girl with a bright smile. I bet everyone likes her.
ただの噂なんでしょうけど、男の子が取り合うっていうのもわかる気がするわね。
I know it's just a rumor, but I can see why the boys would fight over her.
今はただ
I feel like
め
now
ぐみにこんな笑顔が戻る日が来ると信じて見守ってやろうと思います。
Now I need to focus on taking care of her until she can smile like that again.
お母さんから聞けそうな話はこのくらいかな。
I think I might have heard everything Megumi's mum can tell me. え?
せっかく来ていただいたのに大した話もできずごめんなさいね。
I'm sorry. I feel like I didn't help much, and you came all this way.
とんでもないです。いろいろと貴重なお話を聞かせていただきました。
No, I'm happy to have made the trip. You've been very helpful.
あ、そう。それならいいんだけど。
Really? That's good.
私こそ何のお力にもなれず。
I'm the one who feels like I haven't been any help to you.
もう探偵さんたら
No, detective, not at all.
私にとっては大きな力になりましたよ。
You've made me feel better about all of this.
お母さん、ありがとうございます。
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Think again?
お母さん、そうは言ってるけど、本当に大丈夫かしら。
She says she's okay, but is she really?
って思っても、これでおいとまするほかないんだけど。
I should leave. Okie dokie.
お母さん。
Pardon me, ma'am?
はい。
Yes?
めぐみさんもですけど、私、お母さんのことも心配です。
I admit I'm worried about Megumi, but I'm also worried about you. Why is this getting prompted from us leaving? I feel like this should be another, like, ask/listen prompt.
あまり思い詰めると体に毒ですから。
If you dwell on these dark things too much, they'll eat you up.
ありがとうございます。
It's
めぐみだけじゃなくて、私のことまで心配してくれて。
it's sweet of you to be worried. Oh, right. え?
心配といえば、そうそう。実は昨べ。
Speaking of worrying, last night,
滝口くんからめぐみに電話がありました。
Kohei called Megumi.
探偵さん知ってます？滝口くん。
Detective, do you know Kohei?
滝口くん。南第三中の子たちからも名前が上がった子ね。
Kohei? Kohei Takiguchi? The kids at Minami Daisan Junior High School mentioned him.
めぐみのことを心配して電話してくれたみたいなんですけど。
He sounded worried about Megumi.
めぐみは電話に出ませんでした。一応声はかけたんですけど。
I told Megumi he was on the phone, but she didn't pick up.
もしかしたら今日部屋から出てきたのもそれがきっかけだったかもしれませんね。
I don't know. Maybe that's why she finally came out of her room today?
めぐみに電話してきてくれたのは福山先生と滝口くんだけだったと思います。
I guess. Now that I think about it, the only people who called for her were Mr. Fukuyama and Kohei.
滝口くんのお名前は聞いたことがあるんですが、それ以上は知らなくて。
I've heard Kohei's name, but I don't know any more than that.
でも名前は知ってるんですね。さすが探偵さん。
But you've heard the name. You really are quite the detective. Ah.
彼はめぐみのクラスメートなんです。小学校からの友達で。
He's another classmate of Megumi's. They've been friends since elementary school.
めぐみと英介くん、滝口くんの3人で遊ぶこともよくありましたね。
Kohei would go out to play with Megumi and Eisuke all the time.
めぐみさん、英介くん、滝口くんはここ最近もよく一緒に遊んでたんでしょうか？
Did Megumi, Eisuke, and Kohei hang out together much recently?
頻度は小学生の頃よりは減ったようですが、たまに遊んでたみたいです。
Occasionally, but less than when they were in elementary school.
そうなんですね。3人の間で何かトラブルとかは？
Has there been any trouble between the three of them?
そういうのは特になさそうでしたよ。
No, nothing like that as far as I know.
ただ、ちょっと背伸びしたくなる年頃じゃない？
But they're all at that age when they want to live their own lives.
自分のことを全部お母さんに話す子も少なくなってくる頃だろうし。
They don't tell their mums everything like they used to.
私たち親の知らないところで何かあったかもしれませんけど。
So who knows what they get up to once they're out of sight.
佐々木くん、めぐみさん、そして滝口くん。この3人の間で何かあったのかしら？
Eisuke, Megumi, and Kohei. I wonder if something happened between them. I know the travel icons popped up, but I'm gonna check with these anyway, just in case.
滝口くんはどんな子なんでしょうか？
See, there is more. Why did they give us the option to leave again? What kind of kid is Kohei?
そうね。
Well,
元気いっぱいなめぐみやえすけくんとは違って少しおとなしいタイプの子という印象です。
Megumi and Eisuke were always so outgoing, but Kohei has always been a bit more reserved.
でもその滝口くんがね
I think Kohei is... Oh?
男の子ってほら中学生くらいにもなるとよそのうちに電話するときに構えちゃうものでしょ。
I mean, boys in junior high school usually get nervous when they call a girl's house, right?
特に男の子が女の子の家に電話するとなったら結構勇気が必要だと思うんですよ。
I think it takes a lot of courage for them to do that.
なのに滝口くん電話してくれたのよね。めぐみも嬉しかったんじゃないかしら。
Well, he called Megumi. I'm sure she would have been happy if she talked to him.
出なかったけど
She wouldn't, though.
めぐみとえすけくんとは小学校からの友達でちょっとおとなしいタイプの子ですね。
He's a quiet one, but he's been friends with Megumi and Eisuke since elementary school.
ごめんなさいね。そろそろ夕飯の支度しなきゃ。
I'm sorry, but I have to get ready for dinner.
すみません。
Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you.
ああいえいえ大丈夫ですよ。
No, no, it's fine.
めぐみ今日は食べてくれるといいんだけど。
I hope Megumi will eat today.
遅くまでお邪魔しました。失礼します。
Sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you so late. I'll be off. Off we go!
よければまためぐみの様子でも見に来てやってください。
If you want, you're welcome to come back. Maybe you can speak to Megumi then.
はい、また来ます。
Thank you, I'd love to come back. Off we go! Why was the fade in so slow? Has it always been that slow?
ただいま。
I'm back.
あゆみちゃん、おかえり。
Ayumi, good to see you.
森本めぐみさんのお母さんから何か聞けた。
And suddenly we're back to playing as Taro again. Even though this entire chapter so far has been an Ayumi chapter. Did you get anything from Megumi's mother?
うん。私が聞いてきた話をまとめるわね。
Yeah, here's everything I heard.
あゆみちゃんは今のめぐみさんの様子を詳しく話してくれた。
Ayumi told me in detail about Megumi's state of mind.
まるで兄弟のような存在を突然奪われた彼女の悲しみは計り知れない。
Her grief at the sudden loss is understandable, especially given how close she was to Eisuke.
そんな彼女のある疑問について僕とあゆみちゃんは語り合った。
Ayumi and I began talking about a question she had after the interview.
佐々木くんの遺体が発見された前日、めぐみさんに何があったのかしら。
I wonder what happened to Megumi the day before Eisuke's body was found.
タイミング的に何か引っかかるのよね。
It's such strange timing, I mean.
でも翌朝には落ち着いていて、今日はとりあえず休むみたいな感じだったんだよね。
So something happened, but by the next morning she was calm and decided to take the day off.
そう。だからそこまで深刻なことでもなかったってことなのかもしれないんだけど。
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just means that whatever happened, it wasn't serious.
そして学校からの連絡で佐々木くんのことを知り、部屋に閉じこもってしまった。
When the school called about Eisuke, she locked herself in her room.
佐々木くんのことと前日のことは関係なかったのかな。
Maybe what happened the day before is related to Eisuke. I wonder.
どうなのかしら。もう一度先輩に詳しく聞いてみようかな。
Maybe I should talk to Mr. Fukuyama again and see what he thinks? Taro, don't.
先輩、何も知らない様子だったけど、どうしようかな。
Though he didn't have any answers before. What should I do? We do know that he actually called the house, so maybe he knows a thing or two. I don't like the guy, but we need all the information we can get.
念のため聞いてみた方がいいんじゃない？
It's probably worth talking to him again.
確かに探偵の姿勢としてはそれが正しいのかもね。
Yeah, that would be the right call, wouldn't it? I'm helping Taro get over his stupid hang-ups about Ayumi talking to a former classmate. Yeah?
でもやっぱり聞かなくてもいいかな。
But maybe I should just let him gather some more info first. Probably doesn't matter either way which way we choose.
何か分かったらまた誘ってくれるだろうし、先輩お気に入りの喫茶店に。
If he figures anything out, I'm sure he'll let me know. He'll invite me back to his favorite cafe. Oh. Can we not with this subplot? I'm here for the mystery, not for some teenage romance drama.
他に何か分かったことはあった？
Did you find out anything else?
そうそう、めぐみさん、今朝ようやく自分で部屋から出てきたみたいなんだけど。
Well, Megumi finally poked her head out of her room this morning.
その時、あの番組を見ちゃったんだって。
Too bad it was just in time to see that TV show about urban legends.
あゆみちゃんと僕が見たあのワイドショー。
That same one that we saw? Yeah.
つい最近幸福市で起きた事件の被害者の男の子って言っていたんだよね。
So she heard them talking about the boy killed in Kofuku City.
名前こそ出なかったけど、佐々木くんのことを知っている人なら当然わかっちゃうわよね。
And anyone who knows about Eisuke would figure it out.
それで結局また閉じこもっちゃったんだって。せっかく落ち着いてきたっていう矢先に。
After that, she went back to her room and hasn't come out.
お母さんかわいそう。もちろんめぐみさんが一番気の毒なんだけどね。
Her mum's having a hard time too, but I feel so bad for Megumi.
なんだかめぐみさんが前を向こうとするたびに彼女が何かショックを受けるようなことが起きるね。
She just keeps getting hurt, doesn't she?
ね。何か思い詰めたりしないといいんだけど。
I really hope she finds a way through it.
あ、それとね。
Oh, yeah.
めぐみさんが閉じこもってから滝口くんからめぐみさん宛てに電話があったらしいの。
Kohei called Megumi after she locked herself in her room.
滝口くんって佐々木くんと親しかったっていう情報があった子だよね。
Kohei Takiguchi was also friends with Eisuke, yeah?
うん。でもめぐみさんはその電話に出なかったんだって。
Yep, but Megumi wouldn't pick up the phone to speak with him.
そうなんだ。
I see.
めぐみさん、心配だわ。
I'm worried about Megumi. Okay, so now we think? I assume?
いろいろと気になることはあるが。
There's a lot to think about, but...
やっぱり今一番気になるのは、佐々木くんが殺害された当日、めぐみさんに何があったのかってことだよね。
I'm most curious about what could have upset Megumi the day of Eisuke's murder.
うん。でもこればっかりはめぐみさん本人に聞かなきゃどうしようもないのよね。
Yeah, but the only person who can tell us that is Megumi.
佐々木くんの事件とは全然関係ないことなのかもしれないけど。
Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with Eisuke.
あら？
Oh?
誰かしら？
Who could it be?
ん？あ、先輩から。
It's Fukuyama!
はい、立花です。
Hello, this is Tachibana.
先輩どうしたんですか？こんな
What's
時
going
間
on?
に。
What's going on, senpai?
え？
What?
めぐみさんがいなくなった？
That Megumi is missing. That. Why did I felt like I got jump scared for a sec. Like, did I get so invested in the story that this happening just sort of like slammed me? I don't know, but that hit me harder than it should have. Maybe the musical cue was just that good. Huh? Yes. Yes, yes, I understand. Be careful. Megumi has gone missing. Her mother called the police. Mr. Fukuyama is on his way to speak to her now. We should go too. Yeah. Ayumi and I rushed to Megumi's neighborhood. We looked around the area, but Megumi was nowhere to be found, and no one had seen her. Where on earth would she have gone? I didn't have any ideas. So I took Ayumi's suggestion and headed to Minami Daisan Junior High School. Of course, at this time of night, there weren't any students around. Yep, everyone's long gone by this point. Hmm? Oh, what? Hey, there are a couple kids there. What are these two doing out here? At this time of night? Still in their school uniforms? Excuse me. Ah, it's you. I'm sorry I startled you. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Well, you're just in time. What do you mean? A kid at cram school who says he's in the same class as Megumi, he just... He said he saw Megumi running in her pajamas. Apparently she wouldn't respond to anyone, but... He got the sense she was headed towards the bus stop. Bus stop? Which one? The one behind the school. It's kind of dark back there. The principal said to never go there alone at night. The bus stop's near the pump station too. That bus stop. Oh. Do you think that's where Megumi could be headed? Oh no. Oh, and there's one more thing. Basachi, I mean Mr. Fukuyama. I just saw him looking really freaked out. He asked if we'd seen Megumi. We told him the same thing we told you. Then he ran off the opposite direction of the bus stop. What?
人のこととなると周りが見えなくなっちゃうタイプで。
Mr. Fukuyama can get so worried about his students, I'm afraid he can miss what's happening around him.
前も大急ぎで走って田んぼに落ちちゃって泥だらけになったことがあるんです。
One time he accidentally ran into a rice paddy and fell in the mud. He was covered in it.
この辺りは田んぼも多いから、そういう意味で先生のことも心配です。
Yeah, so he might be in trouble tonight. There are a whole lot of rice paddies around here.
わかったわ。福山先生のことも探してみるわね。
Okay, I'll keep a lookout for Mr. Fukuyama too.
二人ともどうもありがとう。もう暗い
Thank you
から
both.
気をつけて帰るんだよ。
Thank you both very much. It's getting dark, so be careful on your way home.
はい。
Will do.
はい。誰？
Okay, wait. Who are...
あゆみちゃん、急ごう。
Ayumi, let's hurry.
二人とも本当にありがとう。
Yeah, let's go. Thank you again, both of you. They're probably... Wait, who's that guy with Ayumi?
あそこ、久世刑事と上原刑事だ。
Ayumi, look, it's Kuze and Kamihara.
先輩もいるわ。
And Fukuyama.
森本めぐみさんか。
So that must be Megumi. I was really worried she was going to end up dead again. Or as well, I mean. But it looks like she's okay. Just upset.
うちみたいね。よかった。
It looks like she's okay. Thank goodness.
無事発見された森本めぐみさんは福山先輩とおぼしき人物の腕の中で
Tried to mark a Discord message as seen, but it ended up opening it instead. I'm relieved that Megumi is safe after all, but she looks pretty upset. She's crying in Mr. Fukuyama's arms.
何かに耐えかねて家を飛び出してきたのだろうことはそのいでたちを見ればわかる。
She's still in her pajamas, like those kids said. She clearly ran away spontaneously.
彼女はなぜ佐々木英介君が発見されたこの場所にやってきた
So
のだろうか。
why did she come here, where Eisuke's body was found? Dude's still standing guard out front of the station.
警察署に到着し、森本めぐみさんはようやく落ち着きを取り戻したようだ。
Megumi regained her composure by the time we reached the police station.
しかし、彼女は押し黙ったまま何も話そうとはしなかった。
But she still wouldn't say anything to anyone.
参ったわね。
We're getting nowhere.
めぐみさん、大人の人と話すのが怖いのかな。
Poor kid. She's just surrounded by adults and authority figures.
みんなが黙ってめぐみさんを見守っているせいで、辺りは妙な静けさに包まれている。
It's so quiet. Everyone is watching Megumi.
めぐみさんも居心地悪そうだな。
I accidentally pressed a button. And she looks really uncomfortable with the attention. So let's look at her as well.
落ち着かない様子だ。大人に囲まれて緊張しているのもあるとは思うけど。
She seems restless. Being surrounded by detectives will do that to you, but I think there's something else.
めぐみさん、大人には心を開かないのかもしれない。
Maybe she just doesn't want to talk to the police. Hey, Kamihara.
何探偵君。
What's up, boy detective?
今は言いそうにない。
Well, normally that's what he'd say. He's staying quiet right now. Maybe think then?
久世刑事や上原刑事に話すのだろうか。
I wonder if she'll talk to either Detective Kuze or Kamihara. Kuze?
クゼ刑事、
Detective Kuze,
僕が話を聞いてみてもいいでしょうか。
would you mind if I tried talking to her?
あなたが？
You?
ええ、いいわよ。
Sure, fine.
めぐみさん、こんばんは。はじめまして。
Good evening, Megumi. My name is Taro. It's nice to meet you.
こう見えて、僕私立探偵なんですよ。
I might not look like it, but I'm a private detective. Huh?
めぐみ
Huh?
さんとそんなに変わらないのに探偵って、なんかちょっとすごくないですか？
Is it? I guess this is his attempt at making small talk, but it feels like he's bragging. I am clearly misreading the room. Kind of amazing, right? I'm not that much older than you.
そんな僕とお話ししたら学校で自慢とかできちゃうかもなんて。
Taro, this is not. Maybe you should leave this to Ayumi, actually. If you talk to me, you could brag about it at school, haha. Seemed to get a reaction out of her. Well, that's a surprise to me.
やっぱダメだよな。
I guess that's a no.
残念だったね、探偵君。
Too bad, boy detective.
この中じゃ年が近いから話しやすいかなと思ったんだけどな。
Damn it. I thought it'd be easier for her to talk to me since I'm close to her age.
僕じゃダメみたいだ。年が近いから話してくれるかもって期待したんだけど。
I can't get her to talk. So much for that plan. But what about Ayumi?
何？
What is it?
めぐみさん、何も話してくれないね。どうしたらいいと思う？
Oh, I was calling on her to be like, hey, Ayumi, you try. You're probably better at this than I am. Since Megumi won't say anything, what do you think we should do?
ねえ、私がめぐみさんと話してみるのってどうかな？
Okay, I guess Ayumi's gonna be the one to suggest it. How would you feel about me talking to Megumi, Taro?
あゆみちゃんも。
Do you think that would work?
女の子同士だったら話しやすいんじゃないかなって。ねえ、どう思う？
Well, I'm not a cop or a guy. That might help put her at ease. What do you think?
そうだね。頼むよ、あゆみちゃん。
Yeah, you're right. Give it a shot. Let's see.
やってみる。
Okay, here goes.
久世刑事、私にめぐみさんとお話しさせてもらえませんか？
Detective Kuze, would you allow me to speak with Megumi?
あなたは？
And you are?
申し遅れました。私、宇津木探偵事務所の立花って言います。
I should have introduced myself earlier. I'm Ayumi Tachibana of the Utsugi Detective Agency.
先輩、いいと思いますよ。その方が彼女も話しやすいかもしれません。
I think it's a good idea. It might be easier for Megumi to talk to her than to us.
お願いします。
Please?
いいでしょう。
Okay.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you. This really is an Ayumi chapter, huh?
めぐみさん、はじめまして。
Nice to meet you, Megumi. Hmm.
佐々木くんが亡くなった日から心を閉ざしているめぐみさん。
Megumi just kind of shut down the day Eisuke died.
それ以来、お母さんにも何も話そうとしないめぐみさんから話を聞き出すのは難しいわね。
She hasn't even spoken to her mother since then. Think?
めぐみさんが学校に行かなくなった日の前日。
The day before Megumi stopped going to
つ
school.
まり、佐々木くんが亡くなった日、彼女に何かあったことは間違いないわ。
That is, the same day Aisuke died, something happened to her.
でも
But
自分の母親にも話そうとしないそれを見ず知らずの私に話してくれるかしら。
if she wouldn't tell her own mother, then why would she tell me, a complete stranger?
同性で年が近いだけじゃ無理があるのかな。
Even though we only have a few things in common, there's probably only so much I can get out of her.
めぐみさん、大丈夫かな。
Megumi, are you okay? Do we look at her?
めぐみさん、何も話したくない様子だけど、それだけじゃなく、
Megumi acts like she doesn't have anything to talk about, but
なんだかそわそわしているような、落ち着きがないようにも見えるわね。
she also seems kind of fidgety and restless. Think again?
なぜかそわそわしてるといえば、
Speaking of being fidgety,
なぜかそわそわし、
speaking of being fidgety for some reason,
そわそわしているといえば、福山先輩、めぐみさんの話になるといつも、
speaking of fidgeting, whenever we talk about Megumi, Fukuyama gets a bit...
今日は全然違うような。
Actually, he seems different toward her today.
めぐみさんのことをすごく心配そうに見つめてる。
He's watching her closely, but with genuine concern.
どうした立花？何か俺の顔についているのか？
What is it, Tachibana? Is there something on my face?
ああ、そうか。俺の助けが必要。そういうことだな、立花。
Oh, I see. You need my help, eh, Tachibana? Huh?
このお姉さんは福山先生の知り合いなんですか？
You know this lady, Mr. Fukuyama?
めぐみさん、福山先生は私が中学の時の先輩なんですよ。
Megumi, Mr. Fukuyama was my senpai when we were in middle school.
先輩？
Your senpai?
そうだ森本。立花は俺の後輩なんだよ。
Yes, Megumi. Tachibana and I went to the same school. She was a few grades below me.
そして立花はとても優秀な探偵でもある。佐々木の事件のことを調べてくれているんだぞ。
And she's also a very good detective. She's working on Aisuke's case.
エースケの事件を。
Aisuke.
ああ、そうだ。この立花が必ず犯人を捕まえてくれる。この俺が保証しようじゃないか。
I know Tachibana. She will catch the culprit, I assure you.
捕まえるって、
I will?
だから安心して自分の知っていることをこの立花に話せばいいんだ。
So you see, you can just tell Tachibana everything you know.
わかるな、森本。
You understand, Megumi?
あのね、めぐみさん。
So, Megumi,
私、あなたのことをお母さんからいろいろと聞かせてもらったの。
I've heard so much about you from your mum.
めぐみさんの身に何があったのか、あなたがどんなことで苦しんでいるのか、
And I know you're suffering right now.
それは私にはわからないわ。でも、
I don't want to pretend like I know everything, but
めぐみさんが怖くて、痛くて、辛い気持ちに一人で耐えてきたことは分かっているつもりよ。
but I know you've been going through a lot of scary, painful, and difficult feelings alone, Megumi.
だけど、もう一人でどうしていいのか分かんなくなっちゃったんじゃないかな。
I guess I'm wondering if you feel like you've done all you can by yourself. All you can do by yourself.
あなたの家族、刑事さんたち、それから福山先生。
Your family, the detectives, and Mr. Fukuyama.
ここにいる人たちはみんな、そんなあなたを支えたくて、力になりたくって集まってくれているの。
They're all here because they want to help you.
私だって、あなたの力になれるならって思っているよ。
That's why I'm here too.
です。
Detective.
だから一人で抱え込まないで。
You don't have to do this all on your own.
あなたがこれ以上辛い思いをしなくていいように、もし私たちにできることがあるなら。
We're all here to help you, so you don't have to go through any more hard times alone.
それだけでもいいから話してくれたら嬉しいな。
That's all we want. I'd be so happy if you could talk to me. Kind of an awkward place to end off, but I think I'm going to end here. Because I get the feeling we're going to go into a pretty long discussion with Megumi. And we're like 4 minutes off from when I would normally end. Alright, I was supposed to save that in a new save file. Oh well, too late now. So next time we'll talk to Megumi and get the full details about everything she's been going through. That is not how I do it. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Oh man. Got kind of heavy there at the end. I'm really enjoying this game, and even though there's like no one here watching, I'm enjoying sharing my reactions to this game with all of you. Which makes it all the more awkward that I don't know what I'm going to do about the fact that I apparently can't show the last chapter. Because part of me wants to be like, oh, I could just play something else, and then we could come back later. But like, I don't want to play something else. I want to play this game. I don't know what to do. We've still got some time. We're only on chapter 6. We haven't even finished chapter 6. We've still got like, after this chapter, there's still 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still like 5 chapters before we hit the final. So I guess we'll have to figure out what we're going to do about that. Next stream will probably be tomorrow. With more Famicom Detective Club, probably. I do have to do a Lego stream sometime this month. I do have the Lego set. I'm not really in the mood for it yet. So I'm probably going to save it until later in the month. Because right now I'm on a big mystery kick and I just want to keep playing these mystery games. It's a good year to be a mystery gamer. Like people talk about the state of the gaming industry and I'm like, man, for someone like me, it's the best it's ever been. Like, we got the all Ace Attorney games, besides the crossover with Layton, are on modern platforms. We've got a new Layton game coming next year. Detective Pikachu came back. Famicom Detective Club came back. Another Code got remade. It's a fantastic time for someone like me. Anyway. Oh, and also, I will be brave. I will message some friends this afternoon to see if they'd be interested in participating in my Ace Attorney game show. And if not, then I'll message some other friends. I'll just be messaging people all over the place, see if they're interested. I will be brave. Let's have a look if there's anyone online that I could raid. Anyone that I particularly want to raid into. God, when did I start following people that have so many viewers? Oh, that's why it was showing up like that. Okay, yeah. We can raid them. As soon as the ad's over. Oh, now it says... Because I clicked off the tab, now it says it's literally just me. Okay, if it's literally just me, I have, like, no viewers to raid with. If there was someone I was closer with, I'd still do it, but, like, right now... There's literally no one there. I'm just gonna end. I've got things to do anyway. So, I guess... That's gonna be all from me. Thanks for watching. Otsukame. Bye bye and see you.